Hello.
Vinny,
Hello.
and Romulus.
Greetings.
And we are all back for Crabby D&D, which hopefully will go well. We'll have to see what happens. I don't know how this is going to go, but we'll find out. I'm sure everything will be fine. Nothing could possibly go wrong, right?
Yeah, it's all fine. Don't worry about it.
Well, the DM said it, therefore it must be true.
Yep, that sounds about right to me.
If I roll a nat 20 in this session, can I summon Rook?
No,
Damn.
that would be way too overpowered.
It would be fine.
No, it wouldn't. I don't want Rook here. Anyway, now that everyone's sitting comfortably, let us begin. Oh, I didn't see you there. I was just writing up a list of crimes that had been committed by one of our party members. Speaking of crimes, let's recap. Last session, our party of currently separated adventurers, Cat, Kay, Curve, Romulus, and Vinny, had successfully talked their way into Politbru's manor and attempted to sell him an item that they had created. After a turned-down offer and no seeming way to infiltrate a specific part of his home, Kay snuck from Romulus and hid for a number of hours within the bushes outside, while the rest of the party waited below. Eventually, Kay was able to sneak in off the back of an attack that had taken place against the house. After much searching, he came up short, however, as the attackers had taken what he was looking for, a necklace, in fact. Fleeing the compound, he was discovered by the guards, and after an attempt to convince them he was a plague knight, he attacked and fled. Now, on the run from them, he is aglow with magic he does not know. Whatever will happen next? Before we begin officially, however, I would like to say that with Kay, I will. Well, before we begin with Kay, I should say, I will handle the rest of the party first and get to them. I made a mistake last session, which was that I misheard Cat's stealth check. So as a result, I will be having it take place from there. As you're otherwise standing with the lights and the dancing happening not too far from where the rest of you are in the street within the skywalk, you're otherwise waiting to hear from Kay. It's been several hours since this began, in fact, and you're a bit tense, a bit on edge. When at last, finally at the very least, a crystalline owl flies down and lands on your shoulder, Cat, and says to you in your head, Kay told me to let you know that the necklace was taken.
Oh, where did you get this accent? I like it. So, okay.
The streets are otherwise alive with people and you are hidden for the time being. What would you like to do?
You lot. Kay said that the necklace has been taken.
That isn't phrased in a way that would imply that he's the one that's taken it, but I can't really tell.
I'll turn around. From what you know, I'm assuming he hasn't taken it.
Rolling an intelligence check for Jeff. Not as far as I'm aware.
Okay. Is he trying to leave? Was he still at the manor when you, or the house when you left?
He was going to leave, yeah.
Mm,
I heard some shouts before I left, though.
some shouts. Okay. All right.
Okay, we should get moving then.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to. If you lot can guide me, I'm going to take Jeff back, and I'm going to try and locate where he is. I'll keep you lot posted when I find him. I'm going to hold Romulus's hands.
Okay.
Good.
Oh wait, before you.
Oh.
Yes, we're extremely sweet.
Right. Bamf over to Jeff Vision. Before I go, is there anything else anyone wants to say?
What was?
You're not dying, are you?
Well, in this world, who knows? But I don't
Yeah,
believe so.
Aren't we all dying, really?
I mean, inevitably, the time will come when we're turned into a nice jacket.
Mm,
Looks at Romulus, then realizes, hang on, I'm Jeff.
indeed. Don't worry, you'll make an excellent pinata.
Just tightens the grip on Romulus's hand. Hmm.
I am kidding. That was what people call humor.
Dear me. Okay, I'm gonna go and see if I can find Kay. I will keep you posted.
Okay. You send Jeff off as Jeff heads up. Go ahead and roll me a perception check for Jeff, please.
And that is Do I now roll with? Because I have a point of exhaustion. Does that affect Jeff's rolls?
That does affect Jeff's rolls.
Okay,
yes,
so
he
it's
will
a
be
flat
rolling
roll.
a flat roll. Yep.
That sucks for Jeff.
That is 20.
20.
Hmm.
And if I remember correctly, if I remember correctly from what I took my notes on, Kay, you rolled a 15 on your stealth check the first time round. So you see through Jeff's eyes, okay, as Jeff takes off into the sky, flying up and over. It takes a little bit to get there, but as he's flying up and over, you can see that there are a number of people that are otherwise shouting and calling out, and there are what seems to be a buzz of activity. House guards are moving through, lights are turning on, and individuals are kind of looking out of their manor houses. You can see the kind of the relatively dim light that's up here. Even though there is a general light and traveling around, there are guards moving to and from. You note what looks to be a K skulking from one building to the next, kind of following the edge of hedge lines and fences as much as he can. The occasional tree from the park or fountain otherwise obscuring his vision, or obscuring where he is. You note that he was heading to the opposite way down, it would seem, from where he was headed. It's a little ways off, but as he otherwise is getting just past one of the manors and is probably a good 100 or so feet away from the edge of it, a patrol is coming his way, and instead of hiding, you note that he stands almost groggily, turning, and one of the guards notes him, and from this distance, do you wish to fire closer?
How far away am I at the moment?
Given that you are currently relying on, I'm going to assume stealth so that Jeff doesn't get noticed, probably a good 150 feet, maybe 100 feet at most.
Okay, I'd probably go closest, like 75, 50 at a push.
Okay.
But I
So
wouldn't want to
go
get too close because Jeff is literally the only chance I've got of finding Kay.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception check then. This will be with disadvantage, and this is for hearing specifically. So you
Okay.
do not gain the benefit of advantage, I don't believe, as the owl.
For hearing, no. Perception, yeah. What about the fact that I've got observant and lip reading?
Kay is unfortunately wearing a mask.
Oh,
you'll
I
get
thought we were
one-
talking
so
about
you'll
the
get-
guards.
We're talking about both in this instance,
Okay.
but we'll say you can read the guards fine. This is mainly just going to be K. So go ahead and roll with disadvantage for the perception.
Well, I'll take that. It's 20 either
Nice.
way.
317 so far, one with disadvantage. That's a solid roll. Okay, listening in, you hear Kay otherwise say what he said regarding I'm a plague knight. I came up here to deal with an extermination. The others don't seem to believe it and point their weapons at Kay. In that instant, and you may relay this to the party as it currently stands, you watch as Kay opens up his cloak and rats come swarming out into the street and rushing the guards where they currently stand. As this happens, you note that the guards that are otherwise guards that are present, the front one otherwise goes to reach for a whistle before the rats otherwise climb up him, and he doesn't manage to blow it in time. But you note that the other two on either side of him lift lanterns which have these kind of bright golden convenience crystals in, swings them and throws what looks to be this bright orange flame towards Kay. And as both of them strike him in the back, you watch as they light him up. And you watch that he has now got a faint aura around him, making him a lot easier to track.
Okay.
As this happens, you can relay this to your party, who is at the base of the walkway up. It is a as it is a slope, it will be considered 200 feet's worth of movement if you're trying to rush up towards the gate.
Okay, I'm relaying exactly what I'm finding back, or what as it's going along and transpiring. I'm saying it, so yeah.
What can we see going on up here?
From your angle, looking up, you can see what looks to be the slope leading up towards the gate, where a number of the guards have thinned. There are fewer at the gate currently than there were earlier, but you do note that there is a lot more lantern light and light appearing in this upper area. You also note that there is a guard currently running down the walkway in your general direction, because it's one way to a certain degree. That's fine. As they're otherwise running down the walkway, they get to roughly where you are and at the base and stop.
Bear in mind, Cat doesn't know that she's got to stop talking, so she will still be saying things.
Okay, I'm gonna be like right at the base of the walkway, looking as if I'm trying to go up. Sir, what's going on?
We got a manhunt on. If you've got any business, then I just suggest that you rebook and sort it for tomorrow. I've been sent to go and get more. There's been a murder.
Now, could you say
gosh,
that
I don't
in
know.
a very Scottish accent?
Maybe I could, but I'm not going to with my voice today. My throat already hurts.
Fair enough. There's been a murder.
Murder.
Alright, fine, you got me. Excuse me. I will be clearing my throat quite a bit today, unfortunately.
That's fine. Goodness, what happened?
I don't personally know, but I've been told to go get reinforcements. So if you got any business, stay out of the district. And you watch as he otherwise rushes off. So at this time, we will continue on in what I'm going to consider initiative order before the party begins to do anything. Kay, what are you doing at this current moment? Where you currently stand, you see what looks to be a large building off to your right, where you are currently running. You know that you're relatively near the center of the disc because of where you are trying to go. You are, let me check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You are just about 300 feet in any direction away from the edge. You see there are a number of trees to your left with what looks to be a kind of a basic park area, a few bushes, shrubs, flower beds, benches, and the road otherwise leads ahead of you and behind you. Behind you is where the guards currently are.
Okay. Just for reminder's sake, what did the gates look like again?
The gates are two large towers on either side, reinforced stone, and a metal grate that goes across the front of it. There is also notably a side door that seems to lead through, which would be for personnel only, and there is a kind of a walkway above the gate arch itself.
Okay, and was there anything around like the sides of the
walkway?
Around the sides of the disc?
Around the
Or
sides
was it-
of the disc is a probably 1 foot, maybe 2 foot at most tall rim, which is designed to stop people falling off. It's not going to impede individuals if they're trying to do anything, however. It's just basically a safety rail.
Okay. And the way that I have to go, that's not where the guards currently are. Is that going back towards the manor?
So if you were to go, actually, you know what? Let me quickly copy this image. This is the rough guide of what you'll be working with. I'll import it into tabletop if I get a chance in a moment. But it's unfinished, as you can probably tell.
I just need a rough
prior to session.
I just need a rough thing to be able to tell where I am.
Mm-hmm. So currently, if you look on that, you can see that you are on the center there, where you can see the fountain. To the right, there are four trees.
Okay.
You are in between the small tree and the large tree to the right of it.
Okay.
You're effectively on that corner square between them, or the bit above it. Sorry.
And which one
Because
of these was the Bevet's place?
that would be the one with the circular end to it on the left.
Now that I think about it, that's
on the left side of the disc.
I am digging up the past, and
So near the
maybe
center on the
I
left.
should start.
Okay, so that one there. So if I and I was heading to
Larry
that
doesn't
one, or
know
was it this one?
this.
Which one was I heading towards?
The
Which-
upper right one.
The upper right one. So I'd probably want to head somewhere down. I think my best choice is to try and head towards kind of like I'd say like the bottom leftish area. A little bit of ways from that gate.
Let me quickly sort this. I have the thing ready here. Right. Let's get this into tabletop. It wasn't quite finished, but oh well. I'll work with what I got.
It's just a rough thing that I need.
That should be the rough alignment. Yeah. So, okay, you are currently without Jeff, but you are currently here.
Okay, and I was heading
will mark the
to
guards.
there.
Do I have any guard tiles lying around? No. Okay. Let me quickly grab some guards. I'll reset these, and I'll use these as general groups. So you've currently got the ones behind you that were around here, and you have run from engagement to them through there, and you're about here, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah, and you are currently aglow.
In that case, I'm gonna try and take like a path like this to like down to kind of close to this building,
Mm-hmm.
and then down this way to try and keep out of vision the best I can of this gate,
Okay.
and then head over to like this area is
Okay.
my general plan.
Okay. You otherwise.
But
So. Ooh.
considering I dashed away from them
Mm-hmm.
for the first thing, my main thing now is just to keep running and using the dodge action to try and keep myself from getting hit again.
Do you
I cannot
have...
afford any more light.
So you're not going to be dashing. You're just going to be.
I dashed the first time
Yeah.
just to get myself some distance away from them so they can't actually hit me with melee. The rest is just since they have this light, I have to use the dodge action to not get hit anymore.
Okay. So you're going to move 30 feet there, and then take the dodge action.
Yes.
Okay. With that, the guards will then take their turn, and then I'll move back to the other group who is currently at the bottom of the walkway, who I will mark with Vinny. So, these guards are each going to be making attack rolls. They will be making them with disadvantage as you've taken the dodge action. So first off, I have... oh, hold on. I need to roll checks to see what they do. And let's change the music here. We've got more of a combat going on to a certain degree. So, let us begin with the first of those three guards. Okay, first of those three guards clears himself of rats. Second one clears himself of rats. Third one does not. The first one is going to take another shot at the lantern against you, which misses. I assume a 16 doesn't hit your AC.
Nope.
Nope. Okay, misses is otherwise whizzes past. The next attack that it gets may. Oh no, the middle one isn't going to be attacking. He's going to be blowing his whistle, and then those two are going to be moving forward. The third one, who isn't clear of rats, is going to spend his action trying to clear himself of rats and then moving forward. He does so successfully and is going to move forward with them, so they are all in one group. Okay. Next, party. What were you doing?
Right. So we've talked about the whole thing. Does Jeff have to be in range for me to cast for him?
Good question. Find familiar.
No. Oh, but only like I think touch spells.
Yeah, I'm fully aware of that,
Well,
but I
you
do
can only
have,
cast touch spells anyway. So.
I do have lock state, so I could do some delay tactics right now. It does mean taking Jeff in.
Your familiar must be within 100 feet of you, and it must use its reaction to deliver the spell when you cast it. If the
Oh,
spell
that one
requires an attack action, you use your attack modifier for the roll.
Okay, right, cool. Noted. So it's got to be in range.
You're right. I
Yeah.
completely missed that bit. My apologies.
No
No,
worries.
that's fine. That's why I wanted to just double check, because I was like, I've never seen this interaction distance before.
Fair,
like that.
fair. No, that's perfectly cool. Right, noted. I wanted to clear it up before I tried.
Okay.
Okay.
So, what are you doing? You're all currently standing at the bottom of the walkway, and you can begin to make your way up. If you wish to run, you'll be able to move 2 squares. Technically, you should be here, but still. And there are currently guards at this particular entranceway.
But they're thinned out, right? That's good.
Yes, there aren't 6 or 7 of them now. You note that there are probably around 3.
Okay. Do you want to try and find a way round, or tuck away past these guys? Any ideas?
I can't help.
I'll be honest. I've got very little at the moment. But you know, Vinny, I trust your judgment.
All right. Has Kat mentioned which way Kay is moving?
Cat is giving you a live update of everything. So the fact
Yeah,
he's being
so Kat's
shot, the
giving-
fact that he's approaching, coming towards our direction roughly.
Yes, coming towards your rough direction.
So yeah, every time something's happening, Cat is relaying it to the party. So the fact that he's being shot at is also being announced.
Yeah. Until a stealth check is taken, I will assume that Jeff is able to maintain line of sight of Kay.
That's cool.
We did, in the literal hours we were waiting, we did go and get our equipment back, right?
Your equipment back? Oh yes, you got your weapons. Yeah, because you got them at the gate. So you've got all your weapons and your armor and stuff.
Okay.
No, the stuff that we left at the tavern.
Yeah, you got everything.
Okay, cool.
You would have had time, given that the idea is that Kay was up there doing his stuff on his own. So
Okay, cool.
one of you would have gone and gotten it, probably Romulus. So
Cool.
Okay, if nobody else has any ideas, then I think we should all go up.
Makes sense.
okay, are you running or are you walking?
I
I mean,
Thank-
gunshots.
Okay. Is this a slope or are these stairs?
Slope.
Okay. Right. Like I say, if it was stairs, bear in mind Cat's blind, so Romulus would probably be moving a bit slower. Trying to guide me upstairs.
No, it's just there isn't a good slope tile for what
No.
I'd want.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay, I think we kind of need to run because time is of the essence.
Yeah.
Okay, we should run up then, and as hopefully an attempt to avoid them shooting at us, because that would be a problem, and they might have reason to do it. As we're going up, I'm going to call out, "Hey, we're here to help."
Roll me a persuasion check. Wisdom save for one of them. Okay. This would be an insight on their part.
Performance or persuasion?
Up to you.
13 persuasion.
13. The guards that you shout to, they take note of your approach. One of them, they were all two of them seem to be facing away. The other one was looking down this way. As you approach, another one of them looks this way, and the guard that's there goes, "Who did you speak to?" At which point, I'll say that ends the parties.
Okay.
Parties go. So, Kay, you are up next. Where would you like to go, and what would you like to do?
Alright. Well, is this just one tree?
Yes. So these are large trees. There would be grass here, but again, map's not finished. So
Okay,
we were too busy playing Dauntless. Yeah.
I am going to be trying to make it from this tree to this tree using this tree as cover.
Are you dashing or dodging?
Um,
I'll say. If you're dashing,
would
you will be
this-
able to clearly get half cover, maybe 3/4 cover. If you wanted to dodge, however, I'd say you'd only be able to get. I'd say getting cover would be difficult.
Using cover would probably be best since they are using ranged attacks. So I'm probably going to dash to get into cover from using that tree.
Okay, so I will say they're using the cover from the tree. Okay. From here, Jeff, you're keeping a general live feed on what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
For my bonus action, I'm just going to be having the rats cause chaos while making their way to
You.
the southern gate.
The southern gate. Okay. So I will get a tile for your rat swarm real quick. Do I have one spare? Oh, yes, I do. Perfect. Okay. I will say that they are there causing chaos and they're running around doing their thing. It's at this time that I'll say, K, with your passive perception, you can see what looks to be another set of guards. This is their turn as they will enter the initiative order here. Seemingly come from the gate and have been asked to assist. They are coming this way. I'll also say, given your perception and what you can tell, there are a number of guards on the top of what looks to be a tower towards the southwestern edge.
I see. Well,
As
that
I will
makes
now make noted, there are multiple towers around this area.
that makes things complicated.
Okay. So, they will now be the guards' turn. These ones have entered the initiative order. The others are inactive until you get close. This squad here, what would they do? The whistle's been called, so one other squad has been alerted of your presence, which is them. Yeah, they're probably just going to dash after you. They're not going to be able to get good ranged shots in. So they're going to dash. I'm going to roll to see if they can move through your swarm without being hampered. One manages it, two manages it, third one doesn't. So I'm going to split the squad up like that. One of them, the third guard, as always, has fallen behind and is now being swarmed by the rats as they are causing chaos. I'm going to say in this instance, two of them, they're going to do different things. Okay. The first one, who had otherwise been attacking you this whole time, otherwise splits off going after you. The other one is going back to help them, as they are otherwise covered in rats. So you currently only have one pursuer, but you now have a new squad of what looks to be 3 guards also coming your way. Party, what are you doing?
Crying, probably.
They asked who we spoke to, right?
Yes.
I guess continue to run up and yell.
Okay.
And sort of gesture over my shoulder in the vague direction of the guy who ran past us. Your friend said you were having trouble with a murderer. We're mercenaries, we can help.
Roll me a deception check. I am going to, out of the 2 guards, I am going to roll, as your appearance would suggest, I'm going to roll 1 with disadvantage and 1 as a flat roll, because they otherwise noted you came in as traders not too long ago.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, 1 with disadvantage got a 7. Okay, and the other one who noted you as traders got an 11. What is your total?
That's also no, that's a 9.
A 9? Okay. Weren't you traders not long ago? You suddenly changed profession. They immediately kind of begin to go a bit more wary of you, as originally they thought, oh, back up. Well, this is a bit strange, it's a bit too quick. And now it seems a lot more suspicious to them.
Curve sort of steps forward and says, "We get work where we can."
Okay, I will say, Vinny, go ahead and roll me a d6. I will say this is going to be a fake inspiration, bardic inspiration here, as you have received assistance that makes sense for the purposes of this narrative here. 4 takes that to 13 over the 11. The guard looks at you. I'll say you've made it up to here. This is a matter that should be dealt with the Skywalk. We're not going to be able to pay you in any way. I'm going to say that this is going to hold you up, and there'll be one final check to see if they'll let you in, which we will do on the next turn, and which will allow you to potentially pass through these tiles.
Just to check, now that we're close enough to see them, are these literally the same guys from earlier?
2 of them are, yeah. The one who's looking inwards and this guy are 2 people who were here from earlier. It seems like they are on shift either to late or when it changes. They've been here for at least 4 hours.
Damn.
Okay. With that, we then move into Kay's turn. Actually, no, we would move into the civilian's turn. So, Kay.
Dirty
You there,
civilians.
Yeah.
Okay. At this current time, you note that there seems to be a small group of people who they have been out what seems to be dancing, and you recall there's a festival going on. And you note that what looks to be a group of 2 of them, both of them are very much drunk, and they're staggering through the streets. You can see there's a guard with them, kind of ushering them back home. The guard hasn't seemed to have noticed you, and the drunk people haven't either. You could use it to your advantage somehow if you could find a way. What would you like to do?
Oh, that actually gave me an idea. Alright. Rats have a new plan.
Okay.
Spread out everywhere.
Okay. So they running back to you, because remember they're still back here at the moment. Because they were otherwise slowing this guard down, or these guards down.
I'm definitely going to make some of them come towards me. Because I need them to be seen by the drunk people.
Okay. So these ones are coming here, and I'll say there are some of them back here still. Okay.
I'm going to still be using the dodge action because
Okay.
I don't want to get hit by people anymore because that hurts.
Okay.
I'm going to be running closer towards them.
Mhm.
I'm going to make it look like to either of the 2 drunk people that I'm yelling at them. It doesn't matter which one actually pays attention. But I'm going to be yelling out, "Hey, didn't you hire me to clear some rats?"
Go ahead. Go ahead and roll me a deception check. I'm gonna say, first of all, make me a Constitution check. Remember, you're still poisoned, so make me a Constitution check just to see if your voice can carry to them.
That's not with disadvantage, right?
It would still count as a check, so yes, unfortunately, it would.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a Constitution check to see if your voice can carry to them.
7.
Okay. Oh, so you shout out. They don't seem to know, and nor does the guard. So you're not close enough to otherwise alert them yet. They're still about 90 feet away, so it'd be shouting quite away, and with everything that's going on around you, that's not really brought too much attention. You could try again next turn, but as it currently stands, they haven't taken note of you yet.
Also, I'm trying to play it off with these guards here, just in case they heard it, so they
Okay.
don't think
I
that
will. I'll say you rolled what, 7 for that?
I rolled a 7, yes.
Okay. And if you were to add your stealth modifier instead?
If I was to add my stealth modifier, 6. That would be 13.
13? Okay. And I'm going to roll for them instead to see if they would notice. One misses, the other one notices. Okay, so 2 of them don't notice, but 1 of them does. Oh no, sorry. 2 of them notice and 1 of them doesn't. As you otherwise shout out, that out, there is a moment of pause. I'm going to say go ahead and roll me a performance or deception check of your choice. Again with disadvantage.
Please. Oh, come on, another 6. What was it? Performance or deception?
Correct.
I'm going to go with performance since I'm using the rats to help.
Okay.
And
I'll say when
that
the rats get their
is-
next turn, it will add a bonus / provide the help action.
And that's a 7 again.
7 again. Okay, I'm going to roll for the guards on their insight. Okay, the 2 that heard you, both of them kind of look skeptical as they see the other guard is currently still chasing you. They do take note of this, and they will be active and quite possibly aggressive.
Well, I'm trying the best that I can. That's all
This
I
is true.
can do.
Okay.
Stupid poison.
End of your turn. These 2 are going to rush up, and they are dashing, so they do not get to attack. They just move 2 squares closer. This one is going to move a square closer here, and it's going to take an attack against you. You are taking the dodge action, I believe you said.
I am indeed.
So it's an attack roll disadvantage. So that is not a hit, because I believe that is a 13, so nope, misses. And these guards back here, I'm going to see how they're doing. 2 good rolls, okay? I'll say they clear up the rat swarm and or the rat swarm disperses. So this half of your rat swarm has dispersed for now, and then they're going to move 30 feet. Okay, Jeff's giving live feedback. Back to the party, down here at the gate.
Okay, so remember what it was exactly that they said? It was they couldn't pay us because it was an official matter.
Yes. And they had it handled to a certain degree. All this time, Cat's been mumbling like Kay's being chased. Kay's being chased.
He's
The
being
guards are
shot
getting
at.
closer
The
to
guards
him,
are getting
he's shot
closer.
at.
He's now running towards some nobles.
He's shouting about rats, running towards some nobles. So I'm going to say that
I
if
don't
you
think
wish
I
to...
can Sorry, you finish first.
I was going to say, given that this will be the case, I will say this is going to give you either disadvantage or it is going to give them advantage on their check, depending on the nature of what happens here.
I'm sorry, Cat does not know.
Okay, I'm going to... In this case, I'm going to lay a... sort of place a hand on Cat's flank and be like, oh, you don't need to worry. We're very proactive about finding ways to ingratiate ourselves with high society. We can make exceptions on payment if you'll let us tell people that we helped if we do wind up doing so.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check. I'm going to say the DC is slightly increased, but Cat otherwise did stop talking in this moment due to your actions. So the DC will be slightly increased. So I'm going to give them a +2 to their insight roll here. So that with their insight takes that to a 12.
With a persuasion of 7, that's a 14.
14. The guards otherwise look at you, and one of them goes, "I'll go with them. Make sure nothing goes wrong, if just in case." The other one looks back, who was talking to you, and goes, "Is that going to be all right?
Thumbs up.
Go on through." And they otherwise move out of the way of the door on the base, and you're able to move through this tile. Okay. You currently have a guard with you. How you wish to shake your guard, that is up to you.
Fireball.
So, Fireball solves everything.
Cat's not there, so.
Well, she is.
Well, oh, Cat is there. But Cat in spirit is there. She's in
Is
Jeff.
not there. Yep, no, that's fair. So, moving back, we have the noble group who are going to move one step closer. I'm going to roll disadvantage for their perception. Natural 20 and a 6. No. 12 and 15. Okay. One of them kind of looks over and kind of sees Kay running towards them and just goes, "Ew, what's that? Party!" As the guard who's next to them, now taking note of the situation, seeing guards chasing you, seems to take in the situation relatively well with little confusion. So there is a guard amongst these two nobles who seem to be less concerned. Okay.
I'm still trying to play this off.
Oh my god.
Okay.
The man saw me.
Yep.
You hired me to clear rats. I need help. Tell them to stop. I'm trying to do my job. They won't let me.
Roll me a persuasion check. I'm going to roll an insight check with disadvantage because they're drunk. Alright, so that is a noble stats. How wise is a noble?
Oh, come
It's been
on.
ages since I've looked at these stat blocks.
It just gets lower and lower. Do I have it?
Is the noble inebriated by any chance?
Yeah. So they have disadvantage on this. I'm just trying to find the noble's stats. I don't know what their insight is off the top of my head because I don't usually use these tiles because you guys don't like them.
Oh, nobles.
Yeah, you guys don't like nobles. You complain and kill them. Like Hurricane.
I mean,
fair.
you know, it's fair.
Wish we'd killed Hurricane.
Yeah.
Insight is a +4, so that is a 10.
I don't know if I want to use my inspiration.
I believe you used it last session.
I must not have unchecked it then.
Right.
On
What
accident.
is your total?
I got a 5 because I'm getting lower and lower rolls every time.
The noble otherwise looks at you and just goes, "Nah, I ain't paid anybody but to get me drunk tonight."
Not you, him.
Nice.
I'll go for the other one.
Nice.
The other one, the other one looks at you, and she just turns and goes, "I haven't seen you before in my life."
You're too drunk to realize it.
Oh god.
Okay. So, that has taken place on your turn. What would you like to do?
Ah. I thought this was. Hmm. I guess just use the dodge action and
Hope.
Hope.
try and get closer to them. I gotta get this to work. It's the only way of me getting out of this, I think.
And get close to them.
So
Okay.
yeah, I'm using the dodge action and getting closer.
Okay.
I'm not
The-
looking like I'm not looking like I'm being hostile still. I'm just if they just keep moving, I'm just gonna try and go past them and still try and make it towards the wall.
Okay. Okay. In this instance, we move to the guards' turn, who are going to move to surround you. In this instance, if you wish to leave the space, you'll have to disengage or suffer potential attacks of opportunity, which will be made to grapple you in this instance.
I'm fucked.
These ones are This one is going to move 2 steps forward and join them. This one is going to be hampered. Oh, your rat swarm was dispersing just to cause general chaos. So we'll say that's going to take effect next turn. And this
Yes,
squad's
and
gonna
they're
move
getting
forward too.
closer to these nobles who might realize that they need help with rats. Then they're
We'll
too drunk
see.
to fucking realize. Come on.
Okay. Party, what are you doing in this instance? You can hear that there's scuffling going on further away, and Cat is otherwise muttering that Kay is surrounded.
Oh.
Can you sorry, how far would 10 feet be on this board? Sorry.
Each square is 30 feet, so it would be
Ah.
1/3 of a square.
Okay, that's not gonna work. I was gonna say something like, because Kay is lit up right now, right?
Yes, but on the other side of a building currently. But you know
Yeah.
roughly where all the chaos is.
Because I was hoping, one possibility would be to snuff out that light, and then maybe make a light somewhere else, so that they think that he's gone somewhere else. But obviously, I'm not close enough at
You
all.
need to get a bit
do
closer for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, I think the best idea is to try and get closer however we can. If
Yeah.
anybody has any ideas for getting rid of our guard, that would be useful. But I'm...
This might be stupid, but I would be certainly close enough to that guard to do a sensory effect, right?
Prestidigitation?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
It would be possible. Whether it would distract them or not, you'd be uncertain.
Can I make him soil himself? Or at least have the sensory effect that he's trying to pass
Oh
soil?
no.
Because that would make me distracted if I was in the middle of this and then I realised my trousers were soiled. Just saying.
Okay. I'm gonna say roll me a deception check versus the insight of the guard here.
Am I visually seen as doing this?
I believe prestidigitation has verbal and somatic components, so it's quite possible you would be seen.
That will probably go against us.
Verbal and somatic, yes. You'd have to say something and kind of wave your hand for this to happen. So it's quite possible that the guard would notice.
What if the action was What if the action was me like scratching my nose, so it covers my mouth of what I'm saying, and it's also a little flutter with my fingers. I'm really trying here.
Unfortunately, with somatic components, they're quite showy for the most part. Usually they can be something for cantrips like a simple flick or a gesture, but usually it's quite grand for most individuals. If you wish to make a sleight of hand check to try and undo the... Well, actually, I'll just say a general stealth check against the guard's passive perception to see if they notice or not. You can.
That's risky.
Given you are wearing scale armor as well, you will still have disadvantage on this.
Yeah. Does anyone else have better ideas? Should we just try and keep getting closer?
We could see if we find an opportunity to ditch him later. If no one has any good ideas.
30, 60, 90.
I'm sorry, I've
70.
not got my usual amount of ideas here. I'm just. I got nothing.
Okay,
So you...
let's keep running first. Then.
Okay, dashing 2 squares.
Cool.
Mhm.
Okay.
How close are we to K? Or the guards now?
You are... So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're 150 feet from them.
Okay. Go on, I need to get 100 foot.
That'll be 1 more turn of dashing, and then you'll be within that, but then that'll be 2 more turns. Okay. Alright.
You know, sorry, as we're getting quite close, I'm going to use Jeff to almost like dive and peck K. And then fly him so he's going down this way, across K pecks, and then coming towards us. Try and like signal what direction we're in. See if he understands that.
Okay.
So it just looks
go
like
ahead.
a normal bird flying down and pecking. But
Okay. Go ahead and make me... I'll say go ahead and make me a performance check using Jeff. Remember, you still have disadvantage with this.
yeah. Oh.
Okay. So, Kay, you watch out of the corner of your eye as a Jeff hoots, screeches down, face plants into the concrete, slides for about five or so feet, and then stops in the dirt. Jeff is unconscious, and your vision fades.
Mother of... Oh, Jeff! Okay.
Okay. Tell you what.
Well, if that's the case, if he's unconscious, can I bring him back to me? Because I'll be back to me now.
What does that take? An action?
Oh, yeah.
That
no,
would be in place
yeah,
of your
yeah,
dash action if you do.
no, that's fine.
Okay.
That's a
Can
dash.
I bonus action dash to like pull ahead of the group?
I'll allow it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll allow that. I'll put Romulus as the rest of the party here. Cool. Okay. So,
They're all running and I'm running faster, so I'm not
Yep.
like, announcing this as anything special.
okay. So, with that, we then move to the drunk nobles' turns. Okay. That's cocked. It's even worse. All right. So, one of the nobles kind of looks down and goes, "Well, there's your rat problem." And the other one shrieks really loudly and begins to panic. I'm going to say that the guard that is in their group is going to be unable to act as they are attempting to calm down the noble that is there. So, Kay, as this takes place, your rats are going to force wisdom saving throws on these lot to distract them. Okay, these two squads are definitely slowed. And out of the group of 3 guards that you have here, one rolled a natural 20, another a 12, and another a natural 1. So one of them is definitely distracted currently. The other 2 are not. So it's up to you if you wish to attempt to provoke attacks of opportunity when leaving or disengage still. And this group is otherwise distracted currently. The guards that are up here seem to have taken note of your presence. And that's all I can say.
And Jeff crashed.
Jeff crashed into the ground as well.
I'm just gonna look at the bird and be like,
I mean, on the plus side,
stupid birds.
you can now see, I guess.
This is true. You can now see that there is a guard with you.
Okay.
I'll say go ahead and roll me a perception check real quick. Okay. I'll say again, you still have disadvantage, but this will be just to see if you can spot Vinny.
Ah!
1. Unfortunately, you are distracted by the
Just
Jeff crash landing.
Lower and fucking lower.
Okay, so what would you like to do? What's the plan, Kay?
See, how much HP do I have? Hmm. The only thing that I can think of doing is possibly allowing attacks of opportunity to try and get to the nobles so I can try and talk my way out of this the best I can. So, what I would like to try and do is, considering the one the one got distracted, I would like to move and try and see and get that one to try and attack me while he's distracted, and use him as a buffer from the other two attacking to try and make it to the not the one that screamed, but the guy. He sounds more pompous than her. So
Okay.
I want to try and get to him.
Okay. I will say that given you were using one of the other guards that was distracted, you'll have half cover from these attacks. So, these are grapple attempts as opposed to actually attacking you with spears. So, first one. That is a 26 to hit.
I'm already captured then. No, of
So in
course.
this instance, as you go to run, that one grabs you by the scruff of your coat, holding you in place. You can shed your coat, which will reveal your form more, or you can remain grappled. Your choice.
Oh my god. I'm just gonna have to stay grappled, because if they see what I look like, they're gonna try and kill me.
Okay.
That's what
And-
I've learned, so I'm just gonna have to stay here.
Okay. So which means the other one loses its attack of opportunity. Okay. With that, we move on to the guards' turns. The guards that are currently in your space.
Bonus action, just because I forgot to. Considering I've been captured and I don't think I can get out of this, especially considering I am poisoned. All of the rats are now in a state of to just stand down. There's nothing that can be done currently.
Okay. So
I
that's
just
not
have
going
to
do
use my
anything.
words.
Okay. So the guard that ooh. Come back here, Dice. The guard that is otherwise part of this group as well is then going to walk over to you. And are you resisting arrest at all?
Yes, to try and show that they are trying to arrest me for nothing, because I did nothing wrong, technically.
Okay.
Because I still did nothing wrong.
Technically.
Okay. The other guard that otherwise comes over to you is otherwise holding what looks to be two set of shackles, and as they go to put them on you, you're otherwise struggling and squirming in place. The rat's now standing down. The other guards otherwise looking around in this particular space. I will now move to the party. So the rest of you, what are you doing in this instance?
I have no goddamn clue.
Uh, well, we're probably going to be getting closer, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, one thing before or during this, there should be a moment where I'm able to be a decent way away from everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to cast a spell with a verbal component and hopefully not be super obvious in doing this.
Okay.
Okay, I would like to use my racial casting of darkness.
Targeting.
A coin in my coin purse,
Okay.
which will be completely enclosed on all sides, and therefore the darkness will be suppressed in there for now.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna say go ahead and make me a sleight of hand check. I'm gonna say with advantage because nobody else would notice this. And this is just so to, as you probably need to see the coin to activate this, that you are going to find the coin with your fingers in your coin purse and activate it without potentially drawing any suspicion. So go ahead
Actually,
and
can I
roll
have
that.
it like held in my fist as we're doing this?
Okay, so reaching in, grabbing a coin, and then doing that. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
say the same sort of thing, sleight of hand
Okay.
check.
So that if it comes to it, all I need to do is to drop this thing.
Okay. Total.
Of hand 15.
15. Okay. Moving forward, nobody seems to have noticed with the help of the dark plus the nature of your particular situation. People haven't noticed as you've done this. You've cast a spell and you move forward. The rest of you keeping pace and the guard coming with. As you begin to enter into this space, you hear and see the shouting of these two drunk nobles in this particular instance, and Kay currently there as one of the guards has kind of his cloak held. The guard otherwise looks down and otherwise goes, "Yeah, this is definitely the one." The other guard otherwise reaches out with his shackles again and is going to attempt to shackle you. I'm going to assume that you're dodging for the purposes of this.
Yes, and I'm
Um,
asking the one what?
Your cloak, it has blood on it.
And
I'm a
I've been
messy
attacked.
eater.
If you remember correctly, you wiped your feet on the your cloak.
Yes, and I've also been attacked, and I am bloodied, so I am bleeding.
Oh, now that's fucking fair, actually.
We'll use that in your argument when we get there. So, in this instance, the guard is going to attempt to shackle you. I'm going to say that the other guard amongst their group of three, as these ones have arrived and otherwise reinforcing surrounding the area. I'll say they're flanking on either side at this point. Actually, the guards that are there with you, they're going to get 2 attempts at this with disadvantage because you are dodging. So this is versus your AC to be shackled. First one with disadvantage is a natural 2, which misses. And the second one is a natural 11 plus 7, 18.
I mean, it's gonna succeed because I have 17 AC. So.
Yeah, there is a way you can potentially get out of this if you still have a biological resilience.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Because if you remember, your biological resiliences have 3 uses instead of 1. Which
Oh,
was a change we made last year, but we forgot about.
I will use it. It's a D6, right?
It's a d6. There's a 1 in 6 chance that this fails. The rest of the chance it could prevent this. Okay. As the guard otherwise goes to put the shackles on you, the shackles go to clamp shut, but your skin stretches in that moment, forming almost this metallic block. And as they go to lock around, you slide your hands out from the shackles themselves as they fail to lock around your wrists. What the?
I Yes, I have blood on me. I've been attacked. I'm bleeding.
Okay. We'll go back to the rest of the party now. Actually, no, because Kay, you would still get to do something. Is you
Yes.
just going to attempt to use that as your persuasion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I'm going to say, I saw the ones that did it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check. This will just be still with disadvantage. I'm just going to roll for the guards as they are suspicious still. So, roll for each of the 3 groups.
Oh, thank God! At least I got high.
Okay, total
I got a 12.
12. 2 of the groups they're otherwise looking, otherwise look at you, and there's a moment of like, okay, maybe this person knows something. We still don't trust you, but maybe they know something. And then the last group of what looks to be the ones who you initially sent the rats after, otherwise, look at you and go, well, if that was the case, then you shouldn't have resisted arrest. You're a knight. You should know that we have precedence here. We have the authority. At this point, the rest of the party shows up.
Yes, I know, but I thought it would be too suspicious. I saw weird looking people.
Okay, so I'll say, Vinny, you can get within. I'll say you can get within 10 feet of Kay. The guards seem to be suspicious of who you are, despite having an escort. Whereas the rest of you, Curve, Cat, and Romulus, you three are still 30 feet away from Kay.
Hmm.
I will remove the reptile for now. I'll put you two there like that. And I'll say you reacquired Jeff.
Aha. Jeff acquired.
I'll also say, I'll stop fighting, but don't shackle me. I'll tell you what I saw.
I have no idea what's going on here, but is there anyone or anything to fight?
The guards otherwise look at you and go, no, we've got him.
All right.
Stop resisting, we'll lock you up and we'll otherwise question you in the morning.
You're sure this is the one?
Positive. He's got blood on him, he resisted arrest, and he ran from us. No one more suspicious, I'd say.
Fair enough. It's just if he has an accomplice, or if by some strange chance he actually is telling the truth, they've got a prime opportunity to get away.
Never.
Roll me
Never
a persuasion check. Well, actually, no, this would be. Technically, you're accomplices, so go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
All I'm just hearing in my head as Vinny says this is Mad Eye Moody saying, "Constant vigilance!"
That's a 25.
Okay, the guards
Fuck
look at you
me.
with like a sudden realization, and one of them goes, "No, he's right. If the house was attacked and at least 7 guards were dropped, then he wouldn't have been alone. Not with how easy he was to catch."
7
Spread out.
guards?
You know what I think? Criminals always return to the scene of the crime.
Let's go
Oh
to the
my
crime
fucking
scene.
god!
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check with that one, Vinny. These guards, I'm going to say, are immediately going to begin spreading back out, so I'm going to remove these two. I'm going to move these two away on the board. These nobles are shuffled back to their home.
Lower, that's a 16. I'm gonna, unless they explicitly try and move us off, I'm gonna stay here with one hand, very performatively, on the hilt of my scimitar.
Okay. In this instance, the the guards that are around K, I'll say in this instance, as one of them, as the other two begin to kind of like spread out of like, oh yeah, that's a good idea, and all that. One of them looks at you and kind of narrows their eyes. So you want us to go back to the scene of the crime? You just happened to be passing by when all this happened, huh? The other two are like, calm down. Like, come on, they just came to help. I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. At which point, the other one is going to be like, stop resisting, and is going to try and shackle you again, Kay. With disadvantage and without the help of their friend. Nope.
Uh-oh. Jeff crashed.
just scoop up Jeff.
Hmm.
See that his front face is just flat, where it's been just eroded flat due to the landing.
I have
Don't
2
worry, I can
creatures.
fix that in a jiffy. I pull out a tiny little plunger where his beak, and
just pops out. Jeff buffs out.
Perfect.
I have 2 crystal-based creatures. I tell you what, they're both unconscious. Why is this my life right now?
Okay, so
That's the thing about
I gue-
crystal. It's very hard, but quite fragile.
I guess while you're
Just
doing
like
that,
a cat's ego.
uh,
while that's going on, I'll say I'll merge Kay, Vinny, and Curve. I'll merge your initiative orders together in this instance because the other two are distracted fixing a Jeff.
Okay.
So, is there anything you three wish to do?
uh,
Oh,
do, do you want to see why I didn't let you catch me?
I'm going to say go ahead and roll a persuasion check, but don't roll with disadvantage. Just roll a flat roll.
That is a 16.
16. Two of the guards look at you as though it's a trick, but kind of realize that, okay, there is a reason behind this. Let's see what there is to say about this. One of them seems to be less reasonable. Seemingly the one who's been antsy about this whole thing and doesn't seem to be trusting Vinny either.
If
I'll say, Vinny, given you're not poisoned currently, you note this is the one who was complaining about the rules at the gate earlier.
Hmm.
uh,
Oh, he's
oh,
such an
real little
asshole. He's
shitbag, isn't he?
he's completely right about everything, but he's so annoying anyway.
We need to bank on the fact that he is very fucking annoying. We need to really push that angle. Also, the reason I'm staying out of this is because I feel anything I say will go poorly. Because the moment you make Romulus roll, we're fucked.
Same with Cat. Literally the same.
the one that's holding my cloak, they're one of the ones that are intrigued, right?
Yes, it would be because you've got three individuals here. You got the one who was more distracted by the rats. You have one of the ones who the shackle one and the one holding your cloak are the two who are intrigued.
If you sit me down, I'll show you. It's not like I can get away anyways with as many people are here, gesturing to everybody like I don't even know these people.
Okay.
Nice.
The one who's holding your cloak otherwise kind of moves their hands to your shoulders and kind of pushes you down to the ground, you to a seated position. So you currently be considered prone. But yeah.
I am different from what I hear from other people. And because this place is so unique anyways, I don't think it would be too much of an issue. I am going to be taking off my mask and showing why.
Oh no.
Okay. The two who are
And a
intrigued
gasp.
the two who are intrigued kind of look at you and they're suddenly like this makes sense. The one who is uptight about this all looks at you. Squinty eyes. I'm going to roll a perception check here.
Okay, cool.
I don't know what they're perceiving, but this is me.
So, looking at you, if you remember correctly, you took a bite out of a corpse. And in this instance, as the other two are like, makes sense. They're a Morban. Of course they'd run. It's in their nature, etc. Racist guardsman. The one who is being very
Did they even
rules.
come from that way? Would they even know that about it? Have they even come from that area?
No, but there'd be blood on you. Blood around your mouth.
I'm pretty sure I could keep blood off my mouth pretty easily. Especially considering I had time since I took the bite out of the corpse.
In which case, I'll say make me a stealth check in this instance. I'm not going to give you disadvantage, it'll just be a flat roll, and this will be versus their perception check, which is a total of 14. Okay. It's enough. They rolled a 14, you rolled a natural 18. I know you have a plus. So in this instance, as they're otherwise looking over you, they note that, of course, you are Morgan in this instance. And there is an immediate visceral reaction to them. but none of them react in too much of an offensive manner. There is a nature of, okay, we can't trust this individual as much. And she immediately turns the tables on this and goes, well, if you're actually a Plague Knight then, show us your credentials.
Chris,
Fuck.
I can help out with this, but I know Could I provide assistance in a role for K? Because otherwise, if I have to roll, it's not going to go well.
What would you like to try and do?
Well, I am going to say this. I'm going to invoke the name of Morrigan Arvish, and simply say, "Oh God, we're not supposed to know K, are we?"
No! You just muttered a name.
Right. Can I? Oh God, I can't fucking stealth this.
I would like to
How-
use them as advantage, if I can, please.
How so?
Considering there aren't very many centaurs or minotaurs in the southern areas down here, I point to those two. I point to Cat and Romulus.
Who are currently
Didn't-
fixing a Jeff.
How are you bringing us
Yes.
into this?
Okay.
Didn't I see you two at Trenlor's Rest?
We were at Trenlaw's Rest. There was a group of Plague Knights there. I can't say for certain that you weren't there.
Oh, you Plague Knights look the same.
Do you know?
Don't say
do you
that.
You sure you
know
don't? You don't want to?
No.
Do you know Morrigan Arvish?
Yes. That's
That would make
What-
sense then. Morrigan
was he
Arvish, a
under?
Plague Knight I'm aware of. Acquaintances with. It's possible then that there could be a connection. We were at Tremblor's Rest. There were indeed Plague Knights there. It is a matter of common knowledge.
There was a plague that did go round, so it wouldn't surprise me if they sent guys out to inspect surrounding areas. And as this is a well-travelled route,
Okay. I would like.
Please don't make me roll. I want to help someone else. Please,
I'm
beg of
gonna say this. Given the nature of this and given the rolls that I have just made, I'm gonna say, Kay, please make me a persuasion check. You do not have disadvantage. Romulus, please make me a persuasion check. You have advantage. And I will say, Vinny, Curve, or I'll say Vinny, Curve, or Cat. Please make me a regular persuasion check.
Thank Christ for advantage.
who wants to make the persuasion?
Do you want me to take the lead on this?
Yeah, I've got a 2 on mine, so if you've got better, go for it.
I'll say this is a group check because you guys are nodding along, playing along with it nicely.
17.
Yes.
So that's an 18 from me, and I presume a 30 or something from Vinny.
It's a 24.
Oh yeah, big difference.
Yeah.
12. You said persuasion?
Mm-hmm.
13.
Okay.
I do not have enough charisma for this.
So, in this instance, as you say this, the guard is very untrusting of you, Kay. But in the instance that Romulus and Cat and Vinny and Curve all chime in at this instance, and the mention of Morrigan, there is an immediate recollection of who that is, of who the connection is there. And the guard looks at you. The other two, who are kind of curiously waiting for orders, it seems, from this rules lawyer guard, very much look at you lot and go, Fine. Don't put him in shackles. Detain him. We need to question him. You'll be released afterwards if you are found not guilty, I suppose. And you lot can come with, seeing as you seem to have recognized this individual.
Okay.
Recognized is a strong word, but alright.
Do you mind if I put my mask back on?
The other guard hands it to you, and immediately there's a scowl from the one guard who's been suspicious of you the entire time. He kind of hesitates. You can take it if you want.
Just imagining him with like a conspiracy board. With like, it's connected. They all came in together. It's all. And then they're like, what are you talking about? Meanwhile, the rest of us going.
This guy's gonna like completely figure out the actual truth of what happened, and everyone is gonna think they're insane.
Okay.
Oh,
In
I'm
this
just gonna take
oh no,
it.
do you remember the first Sonic movie with as the Blue Devil that everyone can see is real?
I'm gonna take it, and while I take it, I say, I just feel better with it on.
The guard nods in almost an understanding and heartfelt manner. Before the one that's behind and escorting you lot kind of goes, well, they can't be with these lots because they came in as a group of 4 earlier. They can't have come in with him. We checked them.
That's true.
It is very true. We are not associated or affiliated with this small rat man in any way.
I believe the official term is Morbin. It's not offensive as far as I'm aware, but it's better than Ratman.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so guided away, Kay, not in shackles by any means. You are otherwise taken to, I will say, a cell, where you are otherwise led to what looks to be a section of this. You note that several guards go by. You note that a few of those flying machines otherwise come in. The hover or the dragonflies otherwise flying over, and keeping an eye on this area now, as there's very much been a buzz of activity. But you are now away from this point in this particular incident. You will be the talk of the town, yes, but for the time being, you are led out, and you are led back down into the main city, where Kay and the rest of you are led to what looks to be a rather large stone building, relatively blocky, and Kay, you are placed within a cell, with the rest of you otherwise placed elsewhere. Not in a cell, but in a waiting room, it would seem, as you are questioned with regards to what you had in the involvement of all of this.
Oh no.
I think, given that we are at half past and I'm running out of water, we will take a quick break there before we move into the interrogation section of this little adventure.
Okay. I hope they don't do this individually. I need my parent.
I will
You're
say,
upsetting, I guess.
given the time that it will take for the purposes of this, I'll say that they interview all of you at once, and then you lot get to go to the inn, where you will then rest and come back. Meanwhile, Kay, you'll get to rest, and they'll interview you in the morning. So, Kay, you will recover from the poisoned condition for the purposes of this, as you have finished a long rest.
Long rest, which means I get these back. Yay.
Whoop, whoop.
And
the
I get
rest
my
of-
HP.
And the rest of you will benefit from a long rest as well when we get there. So, I'll be back in just a moment, and then we shall begin the next step of this. And I have a soundtrack just for this.
Oh dear me.
So, back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
Well, that could have gone worse. Right, I'm gonna go get a drink. A stiff drink.
I am back. Who is here?
I am here.
I
And
am
died.
also here.
Okay, so we're missing just Simon and Jamie by the sounds of it.
Yes.
Okay. So, I think we'll begin this little segment here. So, I will say, in your own little groups, we will start with Curve in this instance. So, Curve, as you are led in, actually, no, as all of you are led in through, Kay, you're obviously detained and put in a cell within the main jail of this particular section. You see there are a number of watchmen around, not many house guards, notably, quite a lot of watchmen, though. As you are otherwise led in, you are otherwise registered in, your names are taken as you are otherwise brought in, as the individuals ask for your weapons in turn. They put them inside of a box, which you can all see, and have a name written on the front for each of you.
I assume mine has Curvet.
Yours would be whatever name you give, Curve or Curvet, is up to you.
Well, if some of them have been, yeah, I'd probably go Curvet.
Okay.
For the story.
Okay. So, with that, you are led into a room, a cell on your own. The particular watchman in question, who otherwise wanders in, kind of a little bit bleary-eyed. You can hear kind of murmuring between a number of the watchmen, as one of them, who looks to be more important, just kind of turns around and says to one of the guards just outside of your interrogation room, "All right, you can leave us. I'll get this done." The individual in question seems to be wearing a relatively nice suit, not the same kind of garb, but has a symbol on the breast pocket, which you can see is that of the watchman of Zeka's Crossing. As the individual sits down with what looks to be a pen with a crystalline tip and a rather nice-looking ledger or book. As they sit down and they place the pen on top of the book.
Anyone
So-
getting any flashbacks to a certain dwarvish city we ended up in a different world? Well,
What do
a
you
different
mean?
time, rather.
You've never had this before.
Romulus
So-
hasn't.
Curvet, may I ask, the events that transpired tonight, you were involved in them somehow?
Yes.
Okay. How exactly were you involved? It's been mentioned to me, but remind me as if I don't know.
We tried to sell a necklace.
It was a bracer, actually.
Okay.
Fuck.
No, in this instance, as you go to say that, or as you say that, and the pen otherwise begins to write in your words, it circles necklace. Not a necklace?
Oh, bracelet. That was it.
Are we...
Do you or your friends have it on you? Currently, it's just Curve in the room. The rest of
Okay.
you are outside, waiting your turns in separate rooms, except for Kat, who's with Romulus, because she is a child.
Bracelet's not on me. Last time I checked, our muscle had it.
Okay. It's all written in correctly. And the individual in question, and later in the evening there was an event, a scuffle perhaps, and you got involved. How?
We heard something was happening. We have certain skills we thought might help.
Understood. And do you know this individual who has been detained?
Well, we do now, yeah.
Okay, I need to roll for the pen.
Back.
Okay, in this instance, the pen does not circle or cross through that, as it writes it out to be true.
Huh?
Right. And you helped in the detaining at all, or was it just you got there just as it had finished?
Just as it had finished, really.
Understood. And Anything further you would like to add to this particular event at all?
Love the suit.
Do you mean that sincerely or not?
Yeah.
Okay, it does not circle or cross through it. Thank you. Thank you for your honesty, despite the slight forgetfulness.
Well, we were trying to set someone who might use it as a necklace, you know, size-wise.
The
I mean, he is quite short and small.
the pen in this instance underlines that statement. Go on.
Well, he's shorter. I thought might be a possibility.
I see. I see. Well, thank you for your time. If I have any further questions, I'll ask you. Well, I'll call you back in after I have asked your friends certain things.
Of course.
Okay. And the investigator otherwise stands up, goes to the door, knocks on it a few times. The guard opens it up and lets you out, who is then taken to a waiting room to wait for the time being.
That was terrifying.
Vinny, you are up next. As the guard enters your room,
Okay.
otherwise steps in. So, you said your name was?
I don't think I did actually, but it's Vinny.
Oh, good, good. Places a book down with a crystal tip for the pen on top of it. It immediately stands upright. So, Vinny, you mentioned about. It was said that you got involved in the whole event that took place. You otherwise arrived late, I understand.
Oh, yes, we were just passing by and we spotted a bit of commotion. There was a guard coming down the ramp and he said they were on the hunt for a murderer.
Right, and you'd been there earlier before, the guard had said.
In the district, you mean?
Yes, you'd gone to that particular skywalk disc.
Oh, yes, that is true. We were attempting to sell an item.
And do you have this item on hand, perhaps?
Not on my person. I believe one of my compatriots still has it. We were unfortunately unsuccessful in making the sale.
Understood. And later that night, the same person was found dead, and you had no involvement in this?
Now, just to check out of character, Chris,
Mm-hmm.
I should have no difficulty in saying that we don't, because that is literally true. Did I even know that it was him that had been killed until now?
No.
Okay, in that case, then I think Vinny is going to look. I think Vinny might have suspected, but he's going to play up his shock as much as possible.
Okay.
No, not at all.
So you weren't aware that the individual who had been killed was the person you'd done business with earlier in the day?
No. Oh, gosh, that's. Well, that explains a lot about this, but. Wow, it was just a few hours ago.
So go ahead and roll me a performance check with advantage. Total?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Well, I'm sorry to have imparted the news on you then, but yes, unfortunately, Brew and 2 of his guards have otherwise been killed in this particular event. A number of the others are injured, and we are waiting for most of them to recover so that we can ask them questions in the morning. But yes, and your involvement in the events that transpired over the past few hours ago. The events that happened, they were due to circumstance, you said. You happened upon it and you went up to help?
Well, the guard was coming down as we were passing. Seemed like a good opportunity.
And you did this off of just a whim, free offering, or did you have some reason to go up there?
Well, if we could have found a way to get paid, that would have been a nice bonus. But let's be clear, we have our own material objectives in this city.
I understand. Working for hire. And when you got there, what was the state of the situation?
By the time we ran up on the suspect, it seemed like one of the guards had already grabbed him. Didn't get much of a chance to do anything in the end.
I'll be right back real quick.
That's all right. Fair enough, fair enough. Alright, well, I see no further reason to ask you any questions for the time being. You're welcome to go and sit in the waiting room. There will be a guard. Please do not speak with your compatriot there for the time being. Just remain in silence until the rest of your companions and you are discharged. So far, I do not see any particular reason to hold you, but something might come up.
Okay.
He folds the pen inside the book.
Just in case, can I attempt to insight him saying that? See if
Go
he
ahead.
might be hiding some hidden intent.
Go for it.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You otherwise kind of give him a look up and down a read of this potentially. You get the general sense that he suspects something is up, but he's not quite sure what yet. He's digging and trying to find something. You don't know what questions he's asked your companions, and in this instance, what he's saying seems to be truthful. He trusts that so far you are all upstanding citizens and you were just doing this to help. But he hasn't heard, but you suspect he hasn't asked certain members of your party yet. And given you mentioned compatriot means that Cat and Romulus will be last and next in this, and you suspect that Kay will be asked in the morning. So, you are released and sent off to the waiting room. Cat, are you here currently?
Yeah.
Romulus, are you here?
I am here.
Okay. As the two of you are otherwise in the room, Cat, you're otherwise given a bench to kind of sit on, given your equine form, while Romulus, you are given what I could only describe as a very sturdy bucket or barrel, as a chair would not befit you. As you two are in this room together, Cat, you are exhausted still. The day has been tampering and dangerous. Jeff is otherwise sat on your lap. As the door is opened and an older gentleman, human, kind of a bit of a brown, clean chin beard, kind of very short, sleeked back hair, grey on the sides, in very nice suit. Otherwise, wanders in with what looks to be a notebook and quill. As he sits down, places the notebook on the table. Hi, you must be Romulus and Cat, correct?
This is correct.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Opens up the book and places the quill down with the crystal tip on top of it, which immediately stands upright.
Now, Cat, as you're a minor, obviously, you don't have to say anything. If you'd like, we can. I assume there have to be some sort of minor laws in relation to custody and interrogation.
Yeah.
What would those be?
Roll me a history check.
Can I?
Why would you do
Can I
this?
say something real quick?
Yeah.
I just have to say, we have to restart our internet real quick, so I'll be back momentarily.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
I don't know.
That
Can
is
I
a
go to sleep?
13. You otherwise think back and to what laws you may know of the land. You know the ones in the Beastlands, that's where you come from. Down here, less so. But you can't imagine there'd be too much difference in law, given the nature of how things have been presented. I'll say in this instance, with that higher role and this kind of general mention, the investigator otherwise nods and goes, yes, that is indeed the case. With Kat, you're being a minor, you will be her representative for the purposes of talking and interrogation. I may direct questions at her, which you may ask in her stead, and you may choose not to answer if you wish. But if it is pressing to our investigation, I will ask further and will ask for clarification.
I'm, of course, happy to provide whatever information I can.
Of course.
All right,
So,
you just hold on a little bit longer, Kat. I know you're tired.
Okay.
Please, continue.
it is getting late, I do understand. So, if I may ask, what were you doing earlier? I've spoken to your compatriots and heard their side of things, so what were you doing earlier on in the day today?
Today, well, we went to try and sell an item of jewelry to a rich individual. I'll be honest, I left most of the talking to the other people. I just, acted as the muscle, as it were.
Of course, of course.
Unfortunately, we were unsuccessful, which I think is a crying shame. I consider it to be a very nice piece. But,
Yes, do you happen to have this piece on hand?
oh, I do, in fact. I bring it out, including the alligator tooth it's attached to. We
Okay.
thought this would add a sort of primal effect to its look. I think it matches very well with it. Sorry, I'm a little bit invested.
No, that's quite right. I understand. It's a shame that something like this didn't sell. No, it's a good make, but more pressing matters at hand.
Of course. Put it back.
After you went and met with your particular client, member of the Brew family, from what I understand, you then left.
So.
What did you do after you left?
Well, I was mostly focusing on making sure Kat was alright. She's just recovered from an illness, and we're still a little bit concerned about that.
Shame to hear.
These things happen, and I'm just glad she's getting better now. I believe we left. Wasn't really much. Tried to think. I personally was trying to think where I could sell this piece on. We're here to make a profit, so wouldn't want to, minimize that. Then, of course, there was the commotion. Again, I let Vinny do the talking. Again, I'm mostly muscle. And, well, we came across the situation with the guards, speaking with that small individual. They said they were a plague knight and seemed to have some knowledge that suggested as such. And, I presume I must have seen them previously in Trenwell's Rest, as they were able to mention it, and that's when then we got brought here, and we sat down, and now you're talking to us. That's pretty much it.
As the quill is writing this, it underlines the section that you said regarding the looking to make a profit on the jewelry. Tell me, looking to just make a profit on this piece of jewelry, how long ago was it made?
Oh, very recently.
Could you be more specific?
Well, we understood that the gentleman was a collector of pieces, and I myself make fine works. At least I consider them so. And we decided to make an item in the hopes that it would fit his tastes. I didn't know them off the get-go, but with information from Vinny, I was able to make something that I certainly thought was appealing. But
so Vinny knew this individual then, prior to your meeting?
I'm uncertain if he knew him. I know that he'd heard something about a rich noble that liked jewelry, so I presume he had some information. Well, he just told me to make a bracer or bracelet, um, so I did.
Okay.
That doesn't contradict anything Vinny said, I don't believe, right?
You don't know.
Oh, sorry. But genuinely, I don't think it does.
The investigator otherwise kind of looks over. And, a nice owl you have there, Cat. Is it yours?
His name's Jeff.
Pet?
He's my
Jeff.
familiar. Also my friend. So Cychania, Romulus, Vinny. There was a knight with us called Damien. He's also gone. But he's my friend. It's more like an uncle than a friend. He'll be back, I hope, soon. And there was a guy that had loads of eyes. Lloyd. He's gone. Hopefully he'll be back. But it's fun. We've been making loads of friends.
There's a moment of. I'm going to roll a wisdom saving throw for investigation.
None of it's
Okay.
a lie.
He succeeds his save after all of this information comes back as not a lie. A guy with loads of eyes, a knight who's your kind of uncle, your
I
all of these friends.
should just
It's like,
bogart him with everything, you know.
yeah,
like
it's just like okay. It's like right, and I'm intrigued. The mention of this, these friends you have, Cychania, you said, not one that I've heard before. Tell me about them.
she's this is side chain. I'm gonna sort of like hold out the chain. I think she has the. She's connected to
Two.
my past.
There is a
alright,
clear
Cat.
underlining of my past.
No, it's all right, Cat. You don't have to talk about that. I don't.
That's
want
not.
to bring it up.
That's not why I'm here.
I'm just going to look like the protective father, like looking after my dearly traumatized daughter.
as you otherwise kind of pull your hands back and place them on your lap, so to say, as you kind of put your hands down. There's this sudden thump as the table is lifted for a few inches as Cychania whacks into it. Just kind of a sudden motion of waking up.
Oh my god!
And the investigator in this instance panics. Kind of as this happens, kind of immediately stands up in kind of a motion of okay, and goes to reach for a short sword which was at his side before kind of releasing it and stopping as Cychania hovers back next to you again. An
Oh,
animated chain.
You just hear screaming of happiness. She's awake! Oh my god, Romulus! She's awake! It's okay, she's okay. Oh, I've missed you so much. She went unconscious. She's okay now, though. Oh, just gonna go over and just squeeze. That's it. Any rhyme and reason from Cat is gone. Like, just expect nothing from her.
When Cat became ill, as I mentioned previously, Cychania also did so.
Okay, I'm not going to delve into that any further. That's an entirely different thing and isn't relevant to this. I don't hope.
To my knowledge, it's completely unrelated.
Understood. Okay. He kind of looks around a little bit frazzled at all of this. Okay. You mentioned, or no. It was mentioned to me that you otherwise got involved in this, and Jeff was yours, correct?
Me? Yeah, Jeff's mine.
In the scuffle that took place, one of the guards mentioned that your Jeff flew in from above and tried to attack this Morbin that as we now know. Is this true?
Yes.
No, go on.
Oh well, we'd been told that there's a dangerous person. That what was the exact wording? there's been a murder and there's a suspect that we're trying to apprehend, so I think you can see the obvious connection there.
That makes sense. And it was later discovered and mentioned that the individual knew you. Saw you in Trendlaw's Rest, is this correct?
Apparently so.
Understood. And the individual had been saying that they were a plague knight. Is this the case?
Well, obviously I can't say for certain.
It is circled when that is said.
This individual did seem to have knowledge of us in Trendlaw's Rest, and we did encounter plague knights there.
And was this individual among the plague knights? Working with them, specifically?
That is objectively true, because we were working with them. Yes, I have to assume so.
Okay. And the individual said that they knew you from that occasion. Did you know them from before that event?
Also, no, not to my knowledge. I believe that is accurate, right? It was Trendlaw's Rest that we all met.
Yes, it was
Mhm.
Trendlaw's Rest when you first met, yeah. Of course. And, have you met many Morbin on your travels? Just a curiosity here.
A couple, not many.
Hmm.
Also objectively true.
Yeah, also actually true.
I don't see them very often, do you?
No, not often. If I may ask so, it was mentioned about you potentially being a hired muscle or mercenaries, and would you say that's a common occurrence for your group?
A common occurrence? Which part?
Being hired muscle.
Oh, well, for myself, certainly my muscles are one of my major features. I often find myself work based around that.
I mean,
wouldn't
less in a literal sense and more in a monetary sense. Do you work for hire from other individuals?
yes, often.
Mhm.
I mean, you've got to make a living somehow.
Of course, of course.
Mostly guilds, though.
Yes.
What guilds, if I may ask?
Cataloguers and pioneers.
Yes.
Do you have credentials on you, perhaps?
Yeah.
Actually, I think we do. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give them the cataloguers
Yeah. And
thing.
it only mentions us two. I don't believe it has any mention.
No,
of
it literally has literally
it's
just
just-
us two.
It'll have the pioneers one is a map which can then be led back to a particular individual.
Mhm.
The catalogers is just you two.
I'll hand over the book and the map that I got.
No,
There you go.
that's okay.
Pioneers, catalogues.
We can cross-reference those with individuals that we know within the catalogers. So we'll be able to refer that and get information on the pioneers potentially, should this case be taken further. That's all I can really think of that might be of particular relevance. Yes, I think that's all I wish to ask for now. If you could please head to the waiting room before I may call you back to have further word, depending on what happens. But for now, I do not see any reason to hold you back.
How long do you reckon this will be? I want to make sure Cat can get some rest.
Oh, that's fine. After I think I'll just have a word with some of the others, and then they'll be able to release you and send you off to wherever you're staying for the night. Do you have a place of sleep?
I believe we've organised
Something
beds at the
stacks?
tavern.
The Firefly Stacks?
That's the one.
Yeah.
Good place. Good choice.
Mhm.
Yes, I'll have one of the guards as always escort you there, and then just let the individual know what's going on, and obviously just keep an eye on you for the day, and just while the investigation continues.
So how long are we stuck here for?
Specifically here, or
Well, no, 'cause I think our intention is to possibly go to a giant's ruins. So, how long are we stuck around here for?
no more than 24 hours, unless the investigation continues. I can't promise anything, of course, but
All right. Well, in
For
that
now,
case,
you'll be able to get some rest. We may have further questions for you tomorrow.
Okay.
One final thing. You've mentioned all of these friends. How many would you say you have in your group overall?
Uh,
Excluding your familiar and magic objects, of course.
it does vary. Usually somewhere between.
oh.
Hmm.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
uh,
Actually, I count that guy as a friend. But
I
he's not part of our
don't.
group.
I don't count Kay as a friend so much as a food thief.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Right, let's have a think here. Well, obviously it's mostly, well, me and Kat were traveling beforehand. When we met up with the others, or I suppose,
How many would there have been with you then? Just out of curiosity.
when?
When you met up with the others.
Oh, well, that would be
Hmm. 1, 2,
1, 2,
3,
3, 4,
4,
not including
5,
ourselves.
Including yourselves, just for the sake of
Oh,
this.
that would have been
6.
6, yes, but that was before some, as I said, people leave and people come and go. So,
And who would those individuals be?
well, there's obviously Vinny, Lloyd, Damien, myself, Cat, Sidechania, obviously. Oh wait, you said not to count Sidechania.
Not including familiars and
Not
magical objects.
What's his
Well,
name? He
she's
had
suspicious.
amnesia. He didn't remember his name.
Yes, we actually
What
don't know the name. of
That
one of them.
is both of those are circled. Actually, no.
No,
No,
it's
Underlined.
they're
No,
not.
because it's true.
Underlined for we don't know his name. Amnesia is circled.
Oh,
but
okay.
it's fine. He's not with us anymore because he's not. He's not with us right now. Technically, okay. How I don't want to know how much of a technicality I can get away with here.
In this instance, the technicality is more on the pen to see if it picks up on anything that would be potentially part of this. It picks up on the guilt, more specifically. In this instance, this is a on the line thing, so I'm going to say, go ahead and roll me a. I'm going to say Romulus. Go ahead and roll me a d20. You're not adding or minusing anything. Low is worse. High is good. This is to see if you deceive the pen without any additional modifiers here.
Oh shit.
The pen underlines the mention of what was the last thing you said?
Not with us right now.
Not with you right now. Kind of underlines. Let's talk about this last individual then, as there seems to be some discrepancies here. You don't know the
Well-
individual's name. Is it K, perhaps?
Well, we were traveling with.
Answer the question, please.
I'm just trying to think. Okay, this is Harlan thinking, not Romulus.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe I'm traveling with anyone whose name is K. Again, a true statement.
A true statement.
Previously, we were traveling with a Plague Knight individual, but I can't remember his name. He was, oh, he wielded a mace. Can you remember his name, Kat?
Look through notes.
He was with us in Trendlor's Rest, remember?
Yeah. Yeah. I remember. I just don't remember his name.
Again, a true statement, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a
So,
Carabineers.
I'm sorry, I genuinely can't remember his name.
I'll say go ahead and roll me a d20 check. Again, this one will be with advantage for the nature of this will be fooling the. Okay, so 4 and
Fuck, please! Oh, God!
the pen notably continues to underline it. It notes that there is truthfulness to the Plague Knight thing. There was a Plague Knight with you, and the investigator otherwise leans in. Was his name K? Yes or no?
No.
I'm going to roll for the pen to see if it picks up because this is technically true and false statement to a certain extent.
Cat says nothing.
The pen
Come on.
stops, crosses the wording through of no, and then just stops.
Like
How
what?
many plague nights were there with you? While you were in Trendl's Rest, how many?
When you say with us, I mean there were a
In your
very
group.
lot.
That were otherwise, in this instance, travelling directly with you and assisting you in any events that you did directly. Not ones that you are working that you may have worked for or helped.
Right. One.
Well, technically no. When me and Damien went, we took 2 with us.
Oh,
And then we ended up splitting up, and there were loads of knights
sorry,
with us at that
why
point.
is the name of this Plague Knight relevant? Oh, oh, I think I understand. You think okay.
Do you have any ties to the one that you spoke to in the incident above?
Okay, now you got to give me a minute here. Do I have any ties?
I have no ties to the Plague Knights.
Sort of. I have relations to Plague Knights in general.
To the one specifically that has been detained today.
I don't have specific relations to the Plague Knight that's been detained today.
The pen.
That is a straight up accurate statement, Chris.
Yeah.
No, it's not. He's not even a Plague
Ties?
Knight.
Okay. In this instance, the pen writes that, and the investigator otherwise leans back. So, from what I understand, you travelled with a Plague Knight while you were within Trendl's Rest. This individual may or may not have been named K. You can't remember the individual's name.
Unfortunately.
The Plague Knight in question that we discovered today, you have no current ties to.
Is there something I'm missing?
No, I think that should be all. Please go to the waiting room.
Can I insight the fuck out of this guy, please?
Go for it.
I've never needed a nat 20 more in my fucking life.
Oh, there we go.
Thank you.
So, in this instance, you pick up, he is putting the pieces together very quickly. He's figured out that you, somehow, all of you know this knight, and quite possibly maybe, from this instance, he hasn't got enough information to potentially tie you to being friends or working together. But you suspect it's only a matter of time.
Can I add some obfuscation into the mix?
You can try.
A separate route that I think will muddy the waters immensely.
If you want to give it a try.
Now, no, I don't know, because it's a bad move if I do it.
At this point, the investigator stands up and goes, "If you would like to head to the waiting room, I will have a word with one of your companions again, and we will then conclude from there." He otherwise goes to the door, knocks on it a few times. The guard lets him out and goes, "Could you please retrieve Vinny for me? I wish to speak to him again." To which you two are returned to the waiting room, and please don't converse with your companion. That will be held against you. Thank you.
Can I tell them Sychani is awake?
I'll allow that one thing, yes.
Yes!
Okay. As this happens, Vinny, you are called upon again and brought back to the chamber where the investigator sits.
Okay.
You otherwise enter in. He goes, welcome back, Vinny. I've had a word with your friends on various matters, and I wish to ask a few questions of you, if that is all right.
Of course, go ahead.
How many companions have you had on your adventures? I understand that a few have come and gone since you became traveling adventurers, so to say.
That's accurate. Yes, there were when we formed our group properly in Trenwell's Rest, there were 6 of us, but then Lloyd and Damien left.
And who were the others, if I may ask? You have
Lloyd and
yourself,
Damien.
you have Romulus, Cat, this Lloyd and Damien. Who is the fifth? Or
There's a
sixth, I
sixth.
should say. It was mentioned that there was a sixth. You said so yourself.
Yeah. There's. Yeah, so our group it's we've got gesturing out to the room, the 4 of us, me, Curve, Romulus, and Cat. And at a previous time, we were traveling with Damien and Lloyd. That is 6, right?
That is-
Like I was pretty good in school, I think.
And may I ask
I
more
read-
specifically, when did Curve join your group, if I may ask? Actually, hold on. And why do you call her Curve and not Curvette?
Oh, it's
Is that
like
not
a
her
nick-
name?
Is Curvette her full name? I thought it was just a nickname.
Well, regardless, was Curve... Where did you, when did she join your group?
When? Like when exactly? I don't carry a watch with me.
When or where? Don't need time, just how many weeks ago, months ago? And where did she join your group as well?
Feels like forever.
I'm trying here, okay.
All it took was a few slip-ups.
Yeah, trust us.
He's been rolling. He's been rolling well. He's rolled one single digit this entire time. He's been
Oh.
rolling really well.
Come on.
I've been trying so hard. No,
You were doing very well. It's then when Kat mentioned about all of these extra friends that it was like, oh, alarm bells, let's go.
yeah.
Sorry, remember what the question was?
When and where did you meet Curve? Or more accurately, when did she join your group?
When did she? Like, it's hard to tell. I think you would say that officially she joined our group after we'd finished up in the Jade Mine. Like, after all that was done and all we needed to do was go home and make sure that the cat wasn't going to die. But I mean that's not exactly where we met her. We knew her for a little time before that.
It circle or underlines the little time before that. How much before? Days, weeks, months, hours, minutes?
Bloody investigators.
I mean, it was definitely more than hours because we spent a lot of time down there.
It was. It wasn't quite a day. It was in fact hours. But yeah.
It's
It
harder
felt
to-
like weeks.
It's harder to trick this guy now that he's asking proper questions. I almost had him.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of you did. You almost had him, and then it was like, ooh,
Great.
click.
Thread to follow.
Cat's exhausted, and you mentioned Damien and Lloyd, and once that happened, it was like, wait a minute, there are people I don't know about.
God, if only we could have in some way signaled to you about the secret plague knight that was technically with us and part of our party
Mhm.
for a short period.
Yeah, because in this instance, it hasn't been.
I
mentioned.
want to say I thought that was fucking inspired.
It was
That
was
is
good.
clever.
It was clever, and it fooled him. But it was like after it was like he wasn't getting a straight answer from you. I was like, all right, I'm calling him Vinny because let's go for the next one. Guess who's next if he doesn't get a straight answer from you?
Yeah, which means, yeah, which means
Curve?
trying to deceive him is not likely to work because he's just going to ask Curve. So I'm just.
Run on confusion.
If
we
you
should talk
don't,
about Goose.
if you don't have an answer, I can always ask one of the others. I mean, I'm sure Curve will remember when she joined your group and how recently, and maybe she might be able to give me details of Trenlaw's Rest and the surrounding area if indeed she's from around there.
Get
I'm
Oh,
sorry, I
that's what you're getting at.
Guys.
I see. No, Curve has nothing to do with that.
And who was your sixth member then?
Sixth member?
Back in Trenlow's Rest. If she has nothing to do with that, then that means that you have otherwise... You met her afterwards. You have a sixth member of your party and one individual in custody. Is it or is it not Kay? You can answer yes or no.
Is what?
The sixth member of your
Okay.
party that you met in Trenlow's Rest.
Oh,
There it is.
the individual in custody? No, I didn't meet him in Trenwell's Rest.
The line... it's true.
It's true.
It's true.
Super duper true. It's the
Mhm.
most true thing that we've said this thus far.
Mhm.
Yeah. He pauses. So what is the name of this sixth individual, then? This name seems to be eluding me and the rest of your group of who this sixth individual is. You're so good at remembering the person with many eyes, Lloyd, and the knight, Damien.
Mm-hmm.
So if I may ask, who is this sixth individual and why are they not being mentioned as much? Your group seems to have a very good recollection of your friends, yet this one seems to be forgettable. Why?
They were a fucking NPC.
It's a question of would Vinny think of using the same lie?
Okay, so what you can I put forward some logic puzzle information here?
I would say in this instance, this is up to Vinny if he would use this. Because remember, Vinny, your memory is not as good as you might like it to be.
We have weapons
Turn-
on us.
You suggested you fight your way out?
I mean, yeah, well, that's not a good idea. 'Cause what I want to put forward is,
No,
from
that's
what
not a
he
good
has
idea.
said so far, you know that a sixth individual has been mentioned, but we somehow managed to get out of it. So you have the idea of, okay, that was there anyone else
There must be someone.
Hmm.
That'll probably
whose
be.
name we
I'm gonna,
legitimately can't remember?
I'm gonna say go ahead and make me an investigation check based off of this, just to see what you've got. See what you've got to play with here. Somehow, Cat and Romulus managed to worm their way out of this. You're aware they're not as good with words as you and Curve. They must have found a loophole. Talk's ticking. Who is this sixth individual? I don't want to have to hold you all in custody until the morning, until you remember. But I'm sure that your friend will be more likely to talk to me if it is indeed who I think it is.
All right. Okay. Look, I'm not trying to be hostile or anything here. It's just, well, you know how it is. I want there to be as much clarity as I can, and I have to choose my words carefully. I don't want to be incriminated for something I didn't do.
I'm gonna
But,
roll for the pen on that one.
Okay.
It doesn't underline anything regarding the clarity of words. Despite that not necessarily being entirely true.
Oh no,
seeing as
we want our words to be very clear.
You want your
Just-
words to be very clear, but not for them. So in this instance, it is a borderline stretch.
That's fair. God, the tension in here is killing me.
How do you think I feel? I haven't even gotten to say anything yet.
That's so
No,
true.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so screwed.
What's the likelihood of Cat being able to fall asleep here?
You can try to if you want to.
Yeah,
Keep in
100%
mind-
trying.
Keep in mind it may be disrupted if you're then led back to your the firefly
That's
stacks.
fair, but like any sleep is better than none at the moment, I think.
We can count it as a short rest if that would help, but it
Yeah.
wouldn't not necessarily going to help with the rest of it.
No, but just thematically, Cat's fallen asleep.
Yeah.
I will be, of course, making myself available as like a pillow and helping out as best I can.
Hugging
Like
Cychania
putting my
and
mantle
Jeff.
over her.
Okay, do you know what? On the subject of clarity of words, I think I know what's going on here.
Go on.
So, there were a lot of plague nights in the city, but for part of what we were doing, like saving the world by trying to get that.
I mean,
infection to
that's a
stop
bit
spreading,
much, but
Yeah, hold on.
we were partnered up with one of them. What I. Without wanting to be rude to the guy, he was kind of forgettable, I'm afraid. As was his name. What I wanted to avoid was saying it was the Plague Knight, because you're going to think it's, the suspect. That Plague Knight. Or Plague Knight. Anyway, yes, we were working with a Plague Knight, big guy in armor with a mace. I don't know his name. It feels it's rude to say. I didn't want to say it, but I also don't want to be arrested. So that's the truth of it.
Understood. Look, I'm just doing my job as much as I want answers for all of this. I mean, I've got 3 dead bodies on my hand and 3 families to tell, and one of them is very rich, and they're going to quite happily come after whoever's done this.
and
If
I'm
I
only,
can't give them answers, they're going to go after the nearest suspect, which currently is you lot.
and I'm only 1 week from retirement.
Oh no, he's not 1 week from time. He's plenty of weeks away.
Ugh.
I'm just trying. I'm just trying to get answers because they're gonna want a head, or they're gonna want someone in jail as a result of this. And if they don't know who it is, it's quite likely they could come after you anyway. I can only go so far. I can as much prove your innocence as I can prove your guilt right now. You're all being very evasive for one reason or another, which means you have something to hide, whatever that is. Now, granted, that's not much of my business because it doesn't seem to be involved directly in the murder, as none of you have said that you are involved in the murder. But I'm still concerned about the whole situation. So let me say it this way. Are you, Vinny, involved in the murder in any way, yes or no?
I'm not involved in the murder. I stand to gain nothing from the murder. I had absolutely no idea that the murder had even happened.
Good, we're getting somewhere. This individual who we have brought into our suspect has supposedly known you prior to this. Is that yes? Is that true?
I think that's true. He said that he saw us. At
Okay.
the very least.
Okay. And could you say that you recognize him for what he did? Back in Trendelow's Rest, I mean, for clarity's sake. Is that a yes? Is that a no?
Sorry, please repeat the question.
Would would you say that you would recognize the individual from Trenlaw's Rest?
Well, his face is kind of burned into my memory now. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. No further questions. You may go back and sit with the others. Again, don't talk to them. I have further questions to ask. He gets up, opens the door. Please bring in the one by the name of Curvet or Curve.
Shit.
Get wrecked.
Ah.
Mm,
And here's where it all falls apart.
Oh,
We'll see.
I'm really gonna try, guys. I'm sorry.
I trust you 100%.
Oh, don't.
I know that'll make it funnier when you fail.
No pressure, but don't
So,
fail.
Yeah, it's no pressure, but you know our lives do depend on this, so you know, no pressure.
So, you head into the room. You are led into the room and you are sat down. He opens up his
Keep away,
book.
could you?
I haven't had much luck with the others, unfortunately, with some of my questions. They've been a bit evasive. Tell me, when did you join their group?
Not too long ago, but
Can
I
you be
think
more...
coin is a strong word.
Okay. When did you start traveling with them? Or should I say, when did you meet them exactly? When and where? Past week, maybe a few days ago, months?
This is me out of character. I'm trying to figure out how days work in these sessions.
Oh, I believe it's been 2 days? No.
It
There's
took us like
You've been in town for 2 days. This is your second day in town. And you spent 4 days traveling towards the town from the Jade Mine since you met them. So it's been 6 days, so a little bit under a week.
Little under a week.
A little under a week. Okay. And how many did this make in your group at the time?
Excuse me if I'm not very good at math. No, she isn't. Her intelligence is fuck all.
7. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna say
The pen ain't gonna take that.
I'm gonna roll for the pen. It doesn't underline or circle the
There
sorry
we
if I'm
go.
bad at math. It's like, okay, let's put it this way. Do you know the names of your friend or of your associates from that time? You had
Okay, no, you're
Romulus.
just turning him into Benoit Blanc, aren't you?
Okay, sorry, I played a character based on his accent for the Call of Cthulhu, which I was told is exactly the same as you did, Harlan.
Oh yeah, no,
You and me
I was
played the
gonna
same
investigate.
character from different cameos. I'm sorry.
That's fair. It was pretty good. I did
know.
amazingly well. It was hilarious because the whole time I was going, I sound like Foghorn Leghorn.
Anyway, we're getting distracted, and yes, I am slowly slipping into Benoit Blanc. So, your friends were Romulus, Cat,
Oh, friends?
associates. Fine. Romulus, Cat, Vinny, any others that I should add? Simple yes or no will suffice.
I believe that's it.
Pen very clearly circles it. So there are others.
It's been a week and I've seen a lot of new people. And things and animals.
Where exactly are you from? Where would you say your home is, I should say?
Well,
Are you
first,
allowed
go
to
to
ask
hell.
me that?
I am allowed to ask you that.
And what happens if I don't answer?
Not answering is as good as leaving a dangerous paper trail.
Will you assure to treat me the same no matter where I'm from?
I can guarantee that.
Insight? Can I insight?
Go for it.
Lying so fucking hard.
Insight. 9.
9. He's difficult to read.
Bastard. From another plane.
Understood. And so you've known these people for about a week, you've said.
Yes. I did say.
And would you say you've traveled with these individuals that you've traveled with? Would you say that all of them are in the room just down there? Or would you say there's one or two more?
I
Damien
mean,
was there with us, so when in the Jade thing. So.
yeah, no. Of all the
who-
people I have met and travel with, no, they are not all in there.
Okay. And who would the others be? And how many would there be outside of this group?
There was that one guy, and then there was that big creature. There was a bird and another thing, and there were some spider people that are our friends as well. Then there were those other 3 we met on the walk who ran away when the little one was ill. Yeah.
All of that's coming up as truth. They're like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, the greatest evil to face truth-telling potion or truth-telling magics. Chatty dumbasses.
Yeah, so true.
Definitely. Okay. Let me be more direct then.
Oh, please.
Do you or do you not know Kay prior to your incident today? A yes or no will suffice.
Ruh-roh.
I'm gonna say no, and I'm taking no as in the this is me talking, not Kev.
Mm-hmm.
As a case of, do I know who Suds is? No, sorry, K. Sorry. Do I know who K is? No, I don't know who K is. As a being. Or personally.
Okay.
That's
So
how I'm
I'm-
interpreting it. So I'm telling
Okay.
the truth by saying no.
I'm going to roll a d20 to see what the pen thinks. The
Please.
pen circles it.
It's like you don't want us to win.
I'm rolling. It's missed a few of them so far, and
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I've been amazing.
not just you. So you may
I
have
just
known
want-
this.
Oh, sorry.
You may have known this person, K, prior to this incident. Then, did you know that their name was K prior to this incident? Yes or no?
Why do you think I'm lying?
I mean,
Magic pen.
It's fairly clear. We have magic that is able to read this sort of situation.
I don't understand.
You see, the pen, when it works, is otherwise telling me, writing down everything that you say. Any hints of guilt or inconsistencies that it can detect, it'll otherwise note down. Circles means you're lying, underlines means that I should be paying more attention to it.
And because that
It-
pen circled my answer,
Yes,
you're
indeed.
calling me a liar?
Indeed. That is how this works. I mean, you said you were from another plane, and it didn't. It said that all these individuals that you've met and seen along the way, it's been fine with. But the moment that you mentioned not knowing Kay means to me that either you're withholding information and you've met this individual before, or there's more to this. Either way, there's something you know that I need to know. You can come clean and I can find out what the truth is going on here, and then maybe I can help you all in this situation. But all of you are being too evasive to actually listen to me.
I don't trust fucking cops.
Anarchy! Blows up way
It's
too
up to
long.
you.
I think it's rather curious that this one question apparently has baffled all of us. We've all been evading it. Why
Yes,
do
which means you've all got something to hide. You know this individual, Kay.
Or you're struggling and you need people to pin this on. How do I know that this is real? That pen actually knows if I'm telling the truth or not? It's quite convenient, isn't it?
It doesn't say you're lying when you say that. It is a convenience, Crystal.
Oh.
I hate
You've gone out of left field, but maybe you can bring it back around. This is seeming interesting.
Let me put it this way. Right now, I am the one in charge of this because the watchman got there on time to be able to deal with the incident. The moment the house finds out that their son has been killed is the moment they go to the Golden Crusaders. And the moment that happens, I lose jurisdiction over this incident, and suddenly they are hunting for blood. And they don't ask questions, they take heads. So you can either work with me as a group, you or the rest, I don't care. You can either work with me or you can try and deal with this yourself, but Golden Crusaders don't take kindly to individuals who cross their path. And this is a head of someone who's very rich who's been taken. So it's up to you. You either work with me, and I might be able to help you out in this situation. Might be able to get to the truth. Might be able to even release your friend. Or you go against me, and one or more of you's heads is going up there with them.
We had nothing to do with that murder.
That I believe. And yet you hide and say that you don't know this individual.
Then you tell me, what do you think?
Right now, I think that what actually happened up there is that your friend is either directly involved in this and you all had nothing to do with it, and it was their own volition that did this, and you're trying to pull them out of this scrape, or they're in a difficult situation right now and none of you do have an involvement in this. In which case, all you've done is free your friend from our clutches, but he's still here. You just stopped a violent incident. So you can tell me either that your friend is involved in this, in which case he will be locked up and the rest of you can go home. You'll be watched, maybe even fined, but you will be fine. Or you can work against me and you can deal with it yourselves, either losing your heads or getting put in jail. That's up to you. I think there's something here. I think that you and all of your friends, all the people you're working with, they don't even have to be your friends, are individuals who somehow are connected to all of this. That you had something to lose, a stake up there. You went up there the previous day, and if you know this individual who's been stuck up there, then you were scouting the place out. If you're thieves and you stole something, we can take it back. We can just keep an eye on you, maybe lock you up for a few days, and then we don't have to worry about it anymore.
If you're not nothing.
Good. That's fine.
And
Work with me
Pen
on
say?
that. Pen says it's true. And that's fine. You're working with me here. You're telling me things I need to know. Do you know this individual, Kay?
In the biblical sense?
In the literal sense.
Sorry, I've
do
been waiting
you
for that
know
one
them?
for a while.
Do you know them? Yes or no?
I wholeheartedly believe they had nothing to do with this murder.
That's nice and all.
It's
And
more than
yes,
that.
it may be
You're going to
true, and
guess.
I know that you believe that, but do you know this individual? If you do, I can ask questions that you know. Because if you tell me lies, then things could come out poor. And I don't want that. I want the truth, and I want to help people. Right now, the person who's standing between you all going home and you staying here overnight is me. I can either keep you all here overnight, let you stew on your thoughts in separate cells, let you brew on what you've done, spend the night here locked up, figure out what you want to do with yourselves and your lives going forward. But if in the morning the Golden Crusaders come knocking on my door, there's nothing I can do. You're in their hands now. We have tonight to do this before their family finds out. They may already even know, and the Golden Crusaders could be on their way right now. If you don't want to work with me, I can send you back, and I can talk to the others. I'm sure one of them will be reasonable when I start putting this forward.
Oh, shit.
Because right now, I need to know if you know this individual case, so I can start asking some proper questions.
Okay.
Yes or no? Do you know him?
Okay, speaking as me, I feel like it's an inevitable here.
If he asks Cat like that, 100% she would reveal.
Yeah, I look. I'm not gonna hold it against you unless you can think of a way to truthfully say no. Then there's no fucking way out.
Yeah.
You're
I
fighting
tried.
against a zone of truth pen. No, there is no way.
Oh, there's always a way, Chris. You know me. There's always a way.
With a simple yes or no question like that, no, it is
Oh
very
no, yeah, I can
specific.
do the mental gymnastics, buddy. Not with
And if-
Romulus, he's shit. But no, if I
I'm
Please.
so glad we
If I-
didn't get
I
interrogated like
even
this.
if I even just had Sasha back, I'd run rings around this motherfucker.
Sorry, what was that? That's,
I was just saying, please, truth. There's no point.
yeah, I'm feeling that.
We've all had a lot of fun lying.
I,
oh yeah, this has been great.
In
Would
enough
it-
of reality, we might have gotten away with it, but yeah.
Mm. But it was
I
there
think
was
we
a
should
there was
add
a
to
few
Cat's
nice
crimes
clues.
lying to an officer.
She didn't lie.
That's true. She didn't lie. So in this instance, it's
Misleading an officer. There we go.
that was more. You were under the legal sense. You were the one who should be charged with that, not Kat, because you're her guardian. So she is not being held responsible for your mistake.
And honestly,
Yeah.
can you honestly expect a child to keep a train of thought that's past a single question?
That's true.
Uh,
So, yes or no? Do you know this individual? Yes or no?
I am aware of them, yes.
Good. And prior to this, were they part of your group?
Again, I wouldn't say we're a group.
Again, with the being
no,
tricky.
no, that one might be technically true for Curve.
Yeah. They
Being part
help
of the
me,
group.
but Curve, he feels.
No, that's fair. Okay.
Love you guys.
Yeah, sure you do. Traitor. No,
Ah!
I'm kidding. I'm
Traitor.
kidding. I'm
Traitor
kidding.
to our cause.
It otherwise underlines it. Okay.
It's been a week.
Maybe it's fair. It's been a week. When you met them, was this individual with them?
I think so. They're very hard to keep track of.
Okay. Good. We're getting somewhere. And your reason for going up to the manor was what? To sell an object? Yes, fine. That's what we believe. That's what you said you were doing. What was your other motive?
Am I allowed a lawyer?
Oh,
Are there lawyers in hell? Yeah, of course.
I mean, yeah. Uh, hello, my name's Romulus, attorney at law. I'm
Oh.
here to straighten some things out.
Dun dun. Law and order.
Oh, God.
Horn in order.
Corn and order. Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know what my motive is for everything I'm doing?
Go on.
What? The...
Oh,
I'm trying to
no.
find a goose.
Okay.
Why is that showing up as yes?
Your
Why is
your
that?
group your group is a strange and baffling one. I'll give you that.
I take offense
Okay.
to that.
Why? You are. I'm as strange and baffling as the rest of you.
Why does my voice keep changing towards Benoit Blanc?
I
and then
don't know. why
slowly
my voice
dragging
is-
itself back?
That's why he's strange and baffling.
I keep
See,
trying to
it
rein
just-
it in, and it keeps going that way because it feels natural. It's natural. It's
But the
sophisticated.
donut hole. They go into the center donut. It's not a donut hole at all. But another donut with its own hole.
Oh, great. film.
Honestly, the more you talk like Benoit, the more I like and trust you.
Uh,
Oh god, I love
All right.
Benoit Blanc so much.
all right. How about this? I'll let you go and I'll let you rest for a bit. You think about what you have to say. I'm gonna go talk to the others and get what I can. He
Was that all of the
scoops the book up
questions?
and pen. For now, but you stay in here. Keep an eye on her. Otherwise, talking to the guard. Then heads out. Heads into the waiting room where all of you are. Curved hasn't returned. So, I would like a volunteer.
Oh, pick me.
I.
No.
All right.
You're asleep.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, you're
I am
I
doing-
yell from my cell. I will tell you the truth. Just talk to me.
Not even that.
You know what? If you're up for it, fine.
I don't give a fuck anymore.
I mean, right by his cell.
It's way past my bedtime. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm stressed. All right, get him in here.
I just think we feel.
Question: can I listen in just because I think it would be funny?
No,
Hey,
Oh.
he asked for a volunteer. He never said out of who.
no, that's fair. That's fair.
I didn't realize
Alright.
Kay was near
So,
us.
Kay, as you are led away from your cell, the person in the cell next to you, who's had his arm out, kind of been reaching to grab you this entire time. You just travel past the door, and the individual just goes, "No, come back. I want a friend."
I leave him a little rat.
Give him a rat. Okay, that rat will be cherished for the rest of its life. We'll see how long that is. But your other
Tomorrow, he's getting executed in the morning.
who the rat or the person in the cell?
The rat.
Both.
The rat has been found guilty of murder. Slice.
It's
So
just a
you are led into the room. Into your interrogation. He sits down, puts the notepad on the table with a pen on top of it, and just kind of leans back and goes and just calls out to the guard, "Could you get me a drink? This has been a very interesting evening."
This is exhausting.
It is. So, your name is Kay, correct?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay. Fair enough. Off to a tricky start, but I'll take it because it says it's true. How long have you been traveling with this team? Not necessarily all of them, because I get that some have come and gone. As a whole, when was it formed and when did you join?
As a whole, is that including Curve?
Not including Curve. Including
Okay.
Damien and Lloyd, but not Curve.
How long has it been since Trendlord's Rest?
Month, I think.
About a month.
Okay, we're getting somewhere. And you knew Vinny, Romulus, Cat, Damien, and Lloyd? I'm taking it?
Yes.
So you were a sixth member of that team.
Yes.
Are you a Plague Knight? Officially?
No.
Okay, good. Do you dress up like a Plague Knight on purpose?
It just happened to be that way.
Okay, good. Fuck. I should have just started with you.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to let you rest during the night so you could, recover. But no, rest of your friends all had to be all weird. Anyway, God brings in a cup of tea and he's like, "Thank you. Can you get
Can
him
I get
something
one?
to drink as well? Yeah, go for it. So, did you murder Polly Brew?
No.
Good. Were you with them when they went to the house to sell a bracelet?
Yes.
Okay, good. What was your reason for going to the house?
To steal something back.
Understood. What specifically were you trying to steal back?
A necklace.
Okay. Why were you trying to steal it back specifically? Did he take it from you? Was it a vengeance play? Was it something that you've been contracted to do?
We were contracted.
Okay, good. So, right now, I see this as you are a group of individuals where one of you is trying to escape. You lied about being a plague knight. Was there any particular reason for that?
Because of who I am underneath, I
Understood.
was told others wouldn't like my appearance.
That is usually the case. People in Zekas are a bit more accepting because of the larger racial diversity. The further you go towards
They're
the
just
capital,
racist against beast folk.
Shut up.
I will
Stop
not be
listening.
silenced.
God, take him away. He's not listening. He's not supposed to be listening in.
Fair enough.
So they got more of an acceptance here, so that's understandable. Doesn't mean you should go around in the open like that. Not saying it's a problem, just people won't be used to it, and some people can be a bit more stereotypical. We're more
But
welcoming because of what we're used to.
yes, but I also hid it because I felt that if I was perceived as a plague knight, I wouldn't be a part of his death.
Understandable. That's fair. That's fair. So you had nothing to do with his death. You were there to steal something, and you had a ploy to get inside. That's why you were there in the area.
I took that upon myself.
Understood. So they had nothing to. The rest of them had nothing to do with the fact that you were there trying to get this item back.
No, the plan was to look at the place and see if we could.
Understood. So you were scouting it out. There was no plan of the operation take going ahead, and then it just kind of spiraled out of control when this happened.
Yes.
Understood. Did you see who did this?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think you could draw descriptions or describe them to me?
I'm sure I can draw them.
Okay. Cool. In such a case,
Except for one.
except
I-
for one.
I heard there were 3, but I only saw 2.
Understood. That's good information knowing that there's more than one and all this that is going on. So, with that in mind, I'll get you some paper and all that brought in for when you can do this, and I'll make sure that everything is otherwise handled appropriately.
I also
pauses.
I also want it noted I did not steal what I went for. So I did not take the necklace.
Understood. So the positions that you had on you were yours?
Yes.
Understood. And did you? It was mentioned to me in the report, and still it counts as evidence. The cloak that you wore had blood on it. Was that yours or was that his?
It was his. I took advantage of them going in to try and retrieve what I was after. And
So
I
they were
slipped.
after the same thing.
Yes, maybe. I don't know. I know that they took everything that was there.
Okay. Okay. No, you've been very helpful. Next time your friends otherwise get into a situation like this, tell them to just be forthcoming. Some of us will be understanding. I get that not everybody likes the god because of the history of the flame god, but that's not my routine.
Understood.
You may drink your tea and stay here. I'm gonna go and speak to your friends, round them up, tell them what I know. And I'm gonna send you all on your way. Keep you under watch for the time being. Don't go leaving the city until my investigation is more thorough. I need to make sure the Golden Crusaders aren't gonna come after you when you leave the city. No promises, but I'll try my best.
Okay.
Oh, and if you ever come across any Golden Crusaders, don't interact with them. They're a bunch of assholes.
I wasn't planning on it.
He otherwise nods.
They
Right.
remind me of a certain other golden asshole.
Does Kay know what an asshole is?
Nope.
Who knows?
Perhaps it is similar to a donut hole, and therefore
Donut hole. Inside a donut hole.
Ugh.
So, he otherwise leaves you to it with your cup of tea. Guard comes in, hands you some pen and paper, or ink and paper, and lets you draw the individuals as best you can. I'll say make a sleight of hand check.
Can I get advantage because of my informant?
I will say... I'll allow it. Yeah, so this will be a flat roll, because you are still technically poisoned, just because it hasn't been a long rest.
It was only supposed to be an hour. And I'm pretty sure we've been here longer than an hour.
No, it's supposed to be 1d4 hours. Hold on, I'll roll how many hours it would have been. Okay, 1 hour anyway, yeah. So yeah, it would have worn off by now, so go ahead and roll me just with your advantage because of your informant. Okay.
Alright, sleight of hand. That is... That is 25.
25, nice. You draw them well. You draw them effectively and detailed as you can remember them, and the descriptions are very direct. But you get them and they are good images. The rest of you who are waiting in the waiting room as Curve, you are otherwise led back in by the guard. As the detective stands there and goes, "So, I have spoken to your friend Kay. Yes, I know he's your friend. Well done for trying to cover it up and make my day a little bit longer. It hasn't helped. I want to go to bed. I know now that none of you have anything to do with the murder of Polit Brew. I also know that you're otherwise in there because you were doing a vengeance steal on contract from somebody else. That's okay. There cannot have a legal dispute there, as you were scouting the place out and you never even got to doing the steal itself. Taking a contract and acting it are two very different things. In this instance, you didn't steal anything. All you did was try and sell a bracelet to someone, which I can't charge you for, so I don't care. You did, however, get involved in or interfere with Watchman, with the Watchman seizing of the individual known as Kay, and you otherwise played it up that you didn't know them, making my life a little bit worse. So, as a result, I'm going to have it be that all of you have to stay within Zakers for the next 3 days. And I'm going to keep a close eye and watch on you while you're in the Firefly Stacks. You can't leave. You can't go running away. You can't be going doing any contracts. I'm not even going to allow you to use the lifts. I'm going to let them know.
I'm very glad you said lifts there, because for a second I thought you were saying we're not going to allow us to use the loo, and I thought that would be very inhumane.
No,
I
the
thought
lifts.
you were going to say that too.
Well, let me put it this way. You can do whatever you want so long as it stays within Zakers. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you try and do about all this. I don't want you to get in trouble with all this. The
So
Golden
we-
Crusaders would take your heads. Pardon?
So we can kill people.
No.
No,
You
nothing
said
against
we
the
could
law.
do anything we want.
You can do whatever you want within the law that's not going to get you in trouble, and you
You
don't
didn't
leave
say within the
Zakers.
law.
Okay,
Right.
I apparently have to be very specific with you people, because when I try to be specific, you dodge the question, and when I try to be general, you lot are all like, oh, we don't know how it works.
No offense, but we are a very weird bunch of people. And
Oh,
also,
apparently, according to her, that's offensive.
well,
As Cat's asleep.
It's fine for us to say it.
Exactly.
I love how now the only normal person is Kay.
Apparently. Now that you've lost Damien, everything's gone downhill.
He was the face of the party.
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to say this. You're all welcome to go back to the Firefly Stacks. You'll be escorted and you'll be watched. The innkeeper will be told what's going on and he'll be kept in the loop. Similarly, anybody else who you've been in contact with will be informed as to what's going on if it is relevant to our investigation. We will be investigating these people that did do it, as Kay is an eyewitness and is otherwise drawing, as I speak, the individuals who were seen by this. Similarly, he's getting a cup of tea and some food, which none of you are getting because all of you ruining my day. Or my night, even. I was sleeping.
I want to stress. I found it very enjoyable, actually.
I found it very stressful. Thank you very much.
I'm just saying, if you want to like go over some riddles or something together, that would be very fun for me.
No,
No food.
I
This is
don't.
child abuse.
I want to go home, and
better.
you lot can go. And you lot can go back to the Firefly Stacks and do relax and rest for all
I'm
I
sorry,
care.
we've been horribly rude. What's your name?
He looks at you with a moment of spite. I don't think I want to say just because you're all being super rude and evasive. The only one who's gonna know is gonna be Kay because he
I
was
said
nice.
I liked your suit.
Okay,
Right,
that
but
was a
just-
nice, and I can now see that as a way of buttering me up so that you could lie to me later.
I just don't want to repeat of our plague night, friend.
Oh yes, and Kay is the one that actually knows the Plague Knight friend's name.
Oh, what was his name?
That's Captain something, wasn't it?
It was Captain Rail.
That's one.
I'm not writing that down.
Regardless.
I want to forget it.
You've all
Who named
regardless.
that? Was that you, Chris?
Yeah.
Captain Rail.
Captain Rail.
I don't
Please
know if
tell
that's
me
how it's
someone made a joke.
pronounced, but
Please.
Ryell.
Rail me, it's right there.
Rell.
Oh,
Ryell.
Ryel. Ryu.
Ryell.
Yes.
Yeah.
not Rail.
No,
No.
not Rail.
I don't know.
Rail.
That's
Also-
look. If I
sorry,
look
sorry.
at it, that's
Why
what
is
it's
your
That's
first
fair.
thought there Captain Rail me?
I don't
How
know.
is it not?
That's because Jamie's not here. Someone's got to pick up the slack.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's fair. That's fair. I don't know. So,
I have one last question as Kev.
come on.
Ah,
I see
you-
you raising your hand.
I literally did IRL just so.
excellent.
Do you know anything about a goose?
You mentioned this in your talk about
I did.
some goose that you're looking for.
Yes.
That's not. I don't think a goose can be investigated in the same way as you
Okay.
lot can.
It's a very special goose.
It has
Okay,
horns.
what's so special about it? It's got horns. Okay,
Fangs.
of
It's on
course.
fire.
It's on fire.
And it's
Oh,
on
Probably on
fire.
fire.
It was stolen. That makes it a crime. I think. It does, doesn't it?
Yes, yes. Stealing
Usually,
things is a
yeah.
crime.
Exactly.
Was it stolen within Zakers?
Hmm.
Maybe.
Do you have any evidence I can work on?
You could talk to my
Sugar
boss.
mummy.
overseer.
Your boss. Okay, and what exactly would be your boss's name?
I'm just gonna
You
like
get
have my
you
head
get
in
an
my hands.
immediate chill down your spine curve.
As in, I shouldn't say.
You can interpret it that way if you want.
Right.
Never
He's a
mind.
lord.
Okay, fine. If there's any information that comes up about some strange horned burning goose, I'll have a look into it. But I can't promise I'll find anything because I got murders to deal with. And I got people to talk to in the morning. So, for now, guards, please escort them home, and we'll have Kay delivered to you later once he's finished his food, his cup of tea, and we've finished asking him any further questions.
Keep
You
in
may
touch.
go. We
And
will.
wait.
I will keep in touch because I'm keeping you within the city and I'm making sure that that punishment stands.
That's fair enough.
Yeesh.
Anyone else have a crush on this guy?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Why would
Look,
what?
I,
What's that mean?
Never you mind. You're asleep. Now,
Oh.
I do need to stress this.
You talking to him?
I am talking to. I am sorry for the inconvenience we've caused.
I
I
thought you were going to say,
understand
sorry,
now
I'm single.
that was wrong of us to do. I at least have had difficult experiences uh, with guards in general and in this city, Minotaur.
I
I'm
can
sure you get it.
I
I'm
can
sorry.
understand that. And
I'm from hell.
I just all right. You've come from all over. I get it.
Mm.
Fine.
I'm genuinely sorry. I just
No,
want-
that I understand. It's fine. You carry on. You were protecting yourselves, and when I offered to help you and you guys didn't, and he had to stand up for all of you, that tells me that he is probably the brains of your operation. And he got caught.
I just break down. I just go blank in the face, and I just crumple. Like no, I'm like there's nothing going on behind Romulus's eyes. It's just gone. You said something that was just so impossible that I'm gone. There's no brain left in Romulus right now. He needs.
Yeah,
to
Kay's got it.
Like I put like one hand up, open my mouth, and then just gone.
Yeah, probably. He's pretty smart, actually.
Well, that's good, but he got caught. So, you go have your rest. You obviously need it. You're recovering from an illness. I'm not going to look into it, even though it sounds like it's affecting magical objects. People are running away, and you met up with some weird big thing in the middle of the swamp below. I don't know. You've been through a lot of weird stuff. I'm just going to leave you to it. You're going to get some rest, and I know what I need to look into. I'm going to see what I can dig up on this. If I can get more eyewitnesses, then you'll be fine. There'll be no issues. We'll have to see.
Can I insight this guy to see if I can work out any of his hobbies?
Make you a disadvantage.
Entirely fair. Entirely fair.
Oh god!
I'm gonna have to roll well here. All right.
Remember, Chris, you have inspiration still.
I do. That's right. Here's the best time to use it. What is your total? I don't think I need it.
22.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna do that. I need to re-roll this. Only a 20.
Yes. You give me what I want to know, Dungeon Master.
You look at him and you try to pick up on what hobbies he does. You pick up on very little, in fact. It's like, oh, he's a very busy man. But you do pick up that he's got craftsman's hands. He works with some material, you're not entirely sure what, but there is a kind of a dent on the inside of his index finger, suggesting either some form of calligraphy or painting or potentially even knitting if it's the right type. It's difficult for you to say, given how close the rolls are there. I'm going to say you just eke out that he is some form of craftsman as a hobby, but otherwise outside of that you're not sure.
You're a craftsman of some sort.
I ain't answering questions to you. Take him away.
No, come on. I've got what? Please.
Roll me a persuasion check. Oh my word.
Romulus is on fucking fire.
Alright, fine. I'll entertain you. What's your question about me being a craftsman? Okay?
I just want to know what kind of craft you do.
I love a craft to me.
I'm also a craftsman, I mentioned earlier.
Is this you gaffing at the freaking gate?
I love this guy. Here's my pat. We need a name.
Look, it's Romulus wanting perhaps a romantic interlude.
Mummy?
How old is this guy?
Chase is gonna pop his head out the door. Chase is gonna pop his head out the door. Will you guys knock it off and leave the poor man alone?
Metagaming here, you really are the horny squad. So,
Okay.
looking at him, you gauge that he is aging gracefully. He looks like he's somewhere in his probably later 40s, getting close to 50s.
So what you're saying here is we're contemporaries. Am I in my 30s or 40s?
You're in your 30s.
Oh my god, I'm the twink. What? Right.
So,
I don't
That's a
suppose this
joke, that
guy's
was a
wearing a wedding ring, is he?
Oh.
Don't you do
now,
that to me. Don't you dare do this to me.
Hey, make me a perception check.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, please.
It's like what's that? +2, +4?
Plus
Plus
2.
+4. 10.
Currently, he's being very patient with you and has his hands behind his back currently.
I saw his hands earlier, remember?
Okay,
Because-
make me a history check with disadvantage as you
It
won't
was
listen
5 seconds ago.
to
That's a 10. It's alarmingly average now.
You can't remember. You're not sure. You think you saw one, but at the same time you can't remember.
Look.
I have a better view of his hands.
Oh,
You're being led away as well.
Okay. So
we being
I
led away
asked you
now.
a question. I got a 20 on persuasion. What kind of craftsman is he?
He looks at you and just, in almost utter shock, I can't believe I'm saying this to you. I'm a painter, okay?
Wonderful.
What do you
I
paint?
work- I paint landscapes. There's a good view from the edge of the bridge, okay?
Thank you.
Good. I'll take him away, please. Sheesh.
See you soon.
Hopefully not.
You enjoy music.
Oh no! Come on, please. We've got to all do this. No, okay, no. We should go.
He
And-
turns back. He turns back to all of you. You
Fuck
see that
off.
you see that he is not wearing a wedding ring,
Yes.
but he does look at all of you and he goes, "You ask me one more question about my hobbies and my life, and I'm gonna have you all arrested just out of spite. I can do that.
You shouldn't.
Can you really?
Okay.
I can because this is interrupting a police investigation of sending you lot home. Now get out
Right.
of here. Take him
Let's go,
away."
Let's go. Come on, everyone.
Okay.
Move. I'm covering everyone's mouths somehow.
Hey, you
Okay.
lot. So Cheney is awake.
Good to hear. Thank you.
Oh,
Yes,
good.
we know. Come on, let's go.
Pretty good.
Okay, you're all led back to the Firefly Stacks, and he comes in and he just sits down in the room where you are, Kay. How do you deal with that lot? Oh my
Uh,
word.
Barely.
Understandable. Okay. So these are the individuals that you saw.
The 2 of 3, yes.
Okay, very good and accurate images, and actually this works out in my favor. Okay, I can work with this, and I can make sure that things go okay. Is there anything that you plan to do during this week that I might need to know about regarding any legal processes?
I don't understand. I don't understand
do you have
law.
any plans for the week? You're going to be stuck here for the next 3 days. Is there anything you're going to be doing which I should know about in case something happens?
I was planning to be at the auction.
Okay, I will post some of my guards at the auction. I'm going to assume it's the main one in town near the south side.
I believe that's the one that I was going to, right?
Yeah, it is. It's not one of the small house auctions.
Yes.
Okay. I will send a guard there, get them all registered up. I'll have a guard organize your things. You can collect them on your way out, and then you can go. You're free to go, go back, have a rest, enjoy yourselves. I'm sorry that you have to work with those buffoons that are...
I have my own oddities.
I can tell your group's a mixed bag, okay? And it sounds like this Damien and Lloyd fellow that left, they had it right. Okay? I understand why they left.
Honestly, Damien was worse.
How is that possible?
It's so true.
Wait, hold on. He opens the book and puts the pen down. Say that again.
Damien was worse.
Fuck. Okay, I never want to meet the rest of your group. Ever. I don't want you causing trouble here in Zakers. Ever. Please. I don't want to have to put you guys in here because getting questions is worse than pulling teeth. I've seen criminals that are idiots that by all accounts get locked away. I've seen criminals that are in the ride and they come through and they do all the right things. Never have I seen a criminal group that's in the ride that then doesn't tell me they're in the ride. It's baffling.
It's
I give you opportunities, and it takes the one who I caught doing the crime to tell me that you didn't do it.
everybody has their own things that they do. They probably thought that I might be treated differently because of who I am. Except for Curve. I don't know about her.
That's fair. Okay. Well, here's what I'm
Join the group.
here's what I'm gonna say. Go back to the Firefly Stacks, get a rest. If you have anything else that you wish to mention or bring up, come back and see me tomorrow. I'll let you in, but not the rest of them. They're not to come within a meter of that front door. If they do, or they try and break in through any of the other windows, I'm arresting them. And I want them to stay away from me.
Entering through.
If you somehow stop me to
How
my
many
property,
doors
I
are
will
there?
have all of you arrested.
I know spider climb. Come and find the
I-
roof.
I want to stress, none of us. I want to stress, no one is going to be stalking this man to his property.
That's fair. He's covering his bases. You lot have weirded him out today.
Says who? This is the
I-
new Gavin of the Gate.
I will say, Curve, Vinny, we must join in a what's the word I'm for? We must align ourselves. We must have an alliance here to try and annoy / seduce this man.
Yes.
I'm with you.
Thank you. Thank
He's
you.
a new
He still
friend.
has his, he still has his book out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Outside.
Book.
Look, I
There
know we don't know
are
about Jamie here, but bring it in a notch.
I'm sorry.
some things I should probably mention just in case I have to come back.
Okay.
The weapon you have out there is not my weapon. Well, technically, it's not the weapon I use.
You mean the one that
I-
we took from you?
Yes.
Okay. What is your weapon, if I may ask?
Pulls out the sharpened carrot.
It's
Yeah,
mulch by now.
I show my hand and I sharpen my claws.
Understood. Is that metal?
Yes. Do you want to touch?
He reaches over. Damn. Is that something you did personally, or is that something that's part of the course?
Someone experimented on me.
Okay. Do you know who or where?
The chainers.
Understood. You'll have much sympathies with us then, and many of those here. Okay.
And you will probably see it anyways, and it's probably in the report about there being a bite mark on the body.
Okay.
That was me.
Any reason why?
I don't understand what I can do currently, but I know I can absorb things from eating different creatures. And when I saw his body, I thought there might be a way I could find what I was looking for. So I
Understood.
bit him.
I'll keep that in mind. That would be desecration of a body, or the mutilation of a body in a certain sense. I'll say for the nature of this, given that you've been so forthcoming, you didn't actually do this. I'm not necessarily going to glance over it. Just don't do it again.
I
Call it a
will
slap
not.
on the wrist.
And I am telling the truth. I will not do it here, is what I'm getting from this.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Well then, by all means, head back, get some rest. And I'm gonna go home and rest up for the rest of the day and carry on with the rest of this. If any Golden Crusaders come knocking, don't answer the door, and by all means, just turn them away. I'll have a guard posted just in case something like that happens.
Right. Do you mind if I know your name?
I don't mind.
Don't
Just
mind.
don't go telling the rest of them they're a bunch of weirdos.
Weirdos who are gonna seduce you, motherfucker.
Good luck. This isn't a romance game.
Chris,
We can make
you
it
know-
a
Sent it,
romance
I've
know
game.
sent
one
it to just you, Suds. Hold on to this information and know that you have a sacred treasure in your that the rest of the body doesn't have.
Benoit Pong.
You get to know the name of the new Gavin of the Gate, and they don't. Revel in that.
I want to stress this to you, Chris. When has you saying that I can't do something ever been anything other than an encouragement?
Look. I know that's how it works, and this is all kinds of weird.
Time to start our investigation. I've got detect thoughts.
You aren't heroes of the realm now. I can have you arrested.
Send us
Like-
proof.
I shake his hand,
He
and
shakes yours.
I apologize for the inconvenience. And honestly, I would like to find these people as well.
Well, if you do and you want to turn them in, tell me. If you find them and you don't want to get involved further, I understand. If you want to leave me a tip off, just leave a message on the door. Usually somebody will end up picking it up.
Out of curiosity, did any others die except for him and one other guard?
Two others. One other. There was him and two guards, the captain and one of the other ones. Seems like there was a scuffle near the door.
I will not mention anything about that because that was my fault. Well, I do hope that all of this can become concluded.
As do I. As do I. Well, you have a good rest. I'm gonna head home.
Yes, everybody needs some
Take care,
sleep.
Kay, and not out of rudeness, but out of general kindness. Hopefully, I never see you or your friends again.
Oh, that is not gonna happen.
Well,
See.
it's a big city. There are a lot of people here.
That's
If
true.
you see us, we might not see you.
I
And
hope.
I will try my best to stop them.
I'll make sure to wear a new coat every time I go out. I got plenty of them. Take care.
Yep.
Puts his hat on, and one of the watchmen otherwise leads you back to the Firefly Stacks, where you arrive, the rest of your party. And because I don't want to roleplay the rest of you pestering Kay for the name of this freaking investigator, thank you
Name
for
goes to the
watching.
higher
Hopefully
bidder.
you enjoy. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we will see you next week, where this horny brigade hopefully isn't going to pester more of my NPCs.
Are we taking
Thank
a week
you.
out?
We absolutely
And
will.
Good night. Yes, I know you will.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye.